today? What's going on? How are we? How are we doing? How are we doing this Sunday morning? How are we doing? Doing good? Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Damn, I had to listen to that on repeat. I didn't realize how cringe it sounded. Dear God, I'll never do that again. Dear God, I'll never do that again. What's going on? So, we've had a lot going on. An incredible amount going on. A lot to talk about. Lots to discuss. Lots to go over. The world is still ending. That's not changed. That, of course, has not changed. Let's get some things straight. So, before we left on Friday, Paisley says, just told my husband my favorite show is on. Thank you. Yeah, tell him to shush. We need quiet time now. Time to listen, right? So listen, before we left on Friday, we talked about this interview that Trump did. We didn't get a chance to listen to it. We wanted to listen to it. This is the one where some seriously problematic things were said, specifically about Zelensky. I want to say today I was disappointed to see that Joy Reid's show was canceled. I'm sorry to hear that for Joy. It looks like they just decided they're going to be shaking things up, I guess. So, I would say this, like, I think anyone on the left is not going to have much of a place in mainstream politics over the next 4 years. I must say that. And we knew that. We knew that was going to happen. So I'm not at all shocked by it. I'm just very disappointed for Joy. I am mutuals with Joy. And Joy's a good person, and I feel sorry for her, but hopefully I'm sure she'll land on her feet with whatever happens going forward. But it's very disappointing. It is very, very, very disappointing to see. And I honestly, it was one of the few shows I liked. I don't like mainstream politics. Can't stand it. Cannot stand mainstream politics. They're all cowards. Joy was one of the few that wasn't. So, disappointing there. Sorry, just putting out some notifications here. Wasn't really prepared to go live today, so I got to make sure that at least some people are aware that I'm live, so I can get this out here. So how's everyone doing today? What'd you do this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Just hanging out? Just hanging out? God, I'm like, I don't know what it is, but like, I've had a really unlucky weekend, people. So I just want to tell you one thing before we get going here. I had something pretty bad happen to me this weekend. And I don't like to talk about things like this on here because you guys nag me like, go to the doctor, do this. So that's why I don't bring up when I have issues, because every time I do, people nonstop nag me until I actually address the issue, because people know I don't like going to the doctor. I'm terrified of hospitals, terrified of the doctor. Once I get into the hospital, I'm fine, but like checking in and everything's horrifying to me. Doctors, horrifying. So I was walking up the stairs. Me and my son had been filling this bottle with sand, right? So anytime we go on a vacation or go somewhere where there's sand, we put sand in this bottle, and he keeps it in his room, and it's like to remember like different places we've gone. Nowhere extravagant, but it's just something for him to remember, like, oh, we went there, oh, this sand is this, remember this, puts little rocks and seashells in it, whatever. I'm walking up I'm bringing it from one place to another, and there's a slight little step there, and my clumsy ass trips. The bottle goes forward, smashes on the ground, The sand goes everywhere, and I'm like I'm scared that it just happened. I'm spooked that it just happened. So I start tiptoeing, trying to get away from the glass because I know it's everywhere around me. And I step on a piece of glass. I don't feel it. I don't feel anything, right? But I know in my head, like, I had to have just stepped on glass because there's no way I didn't, because the bottle was big. So I'm like, I know there's glass everywhere. There's no way I didn't step on glass. But it seemed like forever, but as I turn around, I look, and there is blood from the bottle all the way to where I am now. Like, a lot of blood. And there is a significant cut in the bottom of my foot. Like, I would say it's like 3/4 of an inch. And I could not get this thing to stop bleeding. I mean, I literally spent hours trying to get this thing to stop bleeding. It just wouldn't stop bleeding. It was, we had to go somewhere this weekend. We had to be somewhere this weekend. So it was a pain in the ass. Fucking could not get the thing to stop bleeding. I have it wrapped right now. I have not gotten stitches or tried to get stitches yet. I can still say it's still bleeding. It stops, but as soon as I start to walk a little bit, it starts bleeding. It's on the bottom of my foot, which is the worst place you could probably have a cut, because it can't heal, because anytime I put pressure on my foot, it just opens back up again. So I'm imagining I'm going to have to go to the doctor tomorrow. I did clean it out and all that, but my foot is wrapped and I can't get it to stop. I mean, it stops, but then as soon as I walk a little bit, it starts bleeding again. And it'll stop, and then before you know it, my entire sock will be full of blood. And I had a person that I used to know that got a cut on the bottom of their shoe one time, right? And they said they couldn't get it to heal, even with stitches. It just constantly kept opening up. So I'm hoping that's not what happens. I'm telling you right now, it's bleeding. I can get it to stop without stepping on it. I don't know if I'm going to have to use a crutch or something and not step on it, or what they're going to have me do, but there's going to be something I'm probably going to have to do to try and get it to stop opening up. Rory, thank you for the $5 on Cash App. Said, love your live. Thank you for enjoying the content, Rory. Appreciate it. So I just wanted to tell you guys that because, no, I don't think there's any glass in it. I cleaned it pretty good. But it is in a really awkward spot. Pain in the ass. Jack of all trades blacksmithing company says, Adam, please seek help. No. Why, do you have a foot fetish? Fuck's wrong with you? All right, so anyway, let's listen to this interview and go from there. All right, it's only 15 minutes, and it's apparently incredibly problematic.
Elections, I've never had such wonderful numbers. People have always said, "Well, I don't know, is he doing good, or don't we know, or whatever?" But I guess people did feel we did a great job in term one, and that's how we won. But right now, I just got them the best poll numbers I've ever had, beating every.
Guys, this is why I don't tell you anything, because anytime I do, you guys start with the doctor shit. I just said I'm going tomorrow. It's Sunday. I'm not going today. I'm not going today. I'm not going today. I will go tomorrow. Okay? And they're not even going to do anything for me. They're going to put a fucking butterfly stitch on it and tell me to stay off my feet. Watch. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to put a butterfly stitch on it and they're going to tell me, stay off your feet. As if that's possible. So I'm probably going to be hopping around on one foot for a week until the fucking thing stops bleeding. What a joke.
Everybody. So that's nice. That's always nice, Brian.
I know. You always like to keep score. Mr. President, the one thing that you inherited, and that is Hamas. Since October 7th, they've been at war, and the IDF has been at war with Hamas. Yesterday, we got 4 hostages back in caskets, 2 of which were children, 9 months and 4 years old. And the mom that they gave back was not even the right body. As we wait for 6 more hostages to be returned on Saturday, what do you think should happen with Benjamin Netanyahu, the IDF, and Hamas?
Well, I speak to him, and he's actually not torn. I mean, you know where he stands, and he would like to go in. He just is so angry, and he should be. If he's not angry, then there'd be something wrong with him, frankly. He is very angry. He's a very angry man at what happened, especially what happened yesterday with these kids. These were...
Guys, please do me a favor. Help me in the chat and tell me what else happened this weekend. There's so much happening, it's hard for me to remember. Other stuff happened this weekend too, right?
They were big.
Yeah, he apparently is sick, I guess. I don't know.
Babies, and it's rough stuff. It's rough stuff, and it looked like they were celebrating as they were bringing the bodies back. And you know, it's the scene is not even believable, Brian. When you see what's happening, it's sort of not even believable. It's so barbaric. You wouldn't think that could happen in a modern age, but it happened.
You dropped off 2,000-pound bombs to them that they had ordered a while ago. You said basically you're not going to tell them not to go into any province. What Joe Biden was saying, don't go into Rafah.
Debbie says, please keep an eye on it for infection. We'd hate to lose you. Debbie, if I go down that way, then so be it. You know? Dropping a fucking sand bottle. Like, that would be the way.
You better stop. Humanitarian.
I feel like I'm going to go out more like choking on a chicken wing or something. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of guy that's going to go out like, you know, choking on like a piece of a chicken wing or something. Much more than I would something like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be something, I hope it's something funny. You know, get one last laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Aid here, threatening with sanctions. You have a different approach. It's Prime Minister, do what you have to do. So he's got the decision to make. Do I worry about the 30-plus hostages that may still be alive, or do I finish off a terror organization that's trying to destroy you? Are you okay either way?
I am. I really am. You know, when you see what's happening here, it's a hard thing to say.
Guys, I do have a live goal up here for Super Chats. This does help push the live. Would appreciate contributing with that. Some Muppet in there said boneless wing with ranch. Muppet.
Just wonder the condition of the hostages that they have. One group came in so bad, looked like it was concentration camp in Germany. This was a terrible, terrible thing when I looked. And then the other day, a group came in which was...
Someone threw tomatoes at a MAGA woman. Not sure who she was. Good.
It's not as bad. Actually, not really closely as bad. But I think really a lot of the people they have are in such bad shape. They're so violent and vicious. I think a lot of people, if you look, I think they're in really bad shape. Right. I really do. I think they're trying to give the best ones first. And if the best ones are the ones I'm seeing, they're in really...
I tell you, that's a weird scene, those hostages kissing their captors when they're leaving. It's weird.
Bad shape.
I have no idea why he sounds like this. We were asking this on Friday. Weird as shit. But this interview gets really, really ugly at some point. This is the interview where he really goes after Zelensky. And this is the one that's going to cause major issues this week. I think this week is going to be, is going to center around that particular conflict. Some people think, Zelensky's being strategic in his handling of Donald Trump. But the truth is, Zelensky's terrified. I mean, can you imagine? Guys, what was my prediction? Zelensky would be unalived before the end of that 4-year term. Like, I truly believe that this guy is gonna get it. He's not gonna have... Why would Vladimir Putin not do that at this point?
And sometimes you have to make a decision. It's a decision that has to be made. It's a rough decision. But the scene yesterday was really terrible because you're talking about babies.
But Mr. President, there's no scenario where there's a two-state solution.
This is really a low level.
Soon as Putin knows that Trump is not going to defend him, they're going for Zelensky.
There's no scenario where there's a two-state solution anymore. I know Mike Waltz, your national security advisor, says there's no way Hamas is in charge there. So
Zelensky said he would give up his presidency if Ukraine could join NATO. Yeah, definitely. I mean, because that would ensure he stays alive.
This seems It seems like we're at the ultimate impasse.
100%.
Your idea of taking over Gaza, making it more international, wasn't necessarily well received by Jordan or Egypt. So what's next, do you know?
Well, we pay Jordan and Egypt billions of dollars a year, and I was a little surprised they'd say that, but they did. And I'll tell you, the way to do it is my plan. I think that's the plan that really works, but I'm not forcing it. I'm just going to sit back and recommend it, and then the U.S. would own the site. It'd be no Hamas, and there'd be development, and you start.
So no Hamas. How are we doing that? Do we have a plan for that yet? Are we just sending, like, U.S. soldiers into Gaza to fight Hamas? Is that what he's talking about? Man, that really, that sounds worth it. So people are definitely going to die then. And you're sending them into Gaza. Can you imagine being the parent of that child? You're sacrificing your life so we can make Gaza a fucking resort.
All over again with a clean plate.
Right.
Another way of doing it, but I don't think it would work, would be to do it with people there. Did
you see Trump's threatening the governor of Maine? Yes, we're going to do that after this.
I just don't see that working. I mean, it's been so many years, so many decades of killing on that site. That is one dangerous place, and Hamas would be there, I guess, depending on what happens over the next little while. But the question is, can you wipe them all out? You know, they're so interspersed among people, and it's certainly not an easy thing to.
No, you can't. Aren't you the guy that told us, like, you can't win wars in the Middle East, right? Aren't you one of the guys, remember, you regurgitated that whole sentiment that basically you can't win wars in the Middle East? I don't know if you guys could hear me better now. Can you hear me better now? Sorry about that. You were the guy that said we can't win wars in the Middle East, which you're not wrong, right? Like, look at Afghanistan. Why was it so difficult to defeat Al-Qaeda? Why is it so difficult to defeat or just abolish the Taliban? Why is it so difficult to get rid of ISIS? It's extremely difficult. It's going to be equally as difficult to get rid of Hamas. And let me say this very clearly, right? The minute we begin our occupation, that location will be the #1 terrorist hotspot in the world. I don't know who the fuck would want to live there. That will be the #1 hotspot terrorist location in the world. There will be massive terror attacks in that region.
To do, but I liked my plan. I thought my plan was good. You get them out, you move them, you build a beautiful community and a permanent community, and you then take the site. He's literally delusional.
You build a community, a little community, a perfect little community. They call it House on the Prairie. That's what they're calling it. House on the Prairie. Picket white fence. Little dog. You got a little dog out back. Nice. They call it the American Dream. We'll call it the Gazan Dream. This guy's fucking delusional. You'll build a little community? Man.
The Gaza Strip, you take Gaza, and it's really essentially leveled now. You don't have too much to do other than, remove debris. It's really that place is not livable.
Debris and like one of the largest terror organizations in the world.
Right.
And if you gave the people a choice between that and living in a nice community, I think I know where they'd go. But we'll see what happens. I thought it was great because
he says there won't be any Hamas, but like, what does that mean? What are you going to do with Hamas? Like, are we fighting them? Are you going in there, boots on the ground? Like, what are we doing? Because I'm not sure that we should, like, we're going to cost our soldiers their lives to go in there and do that. How's that America first?
The location is, it's a great location. I don't know why Israel ever gave that up. Why did they give it up? I guess they look at us and say, why did you give up the Panama Canal, Brian? Right.
It's all connected. Ariel.
And that's what I mean by uneducated. Guy has no idea what he's talking about.
I can't believe it. You look down on a map, they have the whole ocean. and somebody from Israel, I guess, I can tell you who, but it was well known, but he decided to give it up.
Yeah.
It's one of the bad real estate deals. I see a lot of bad real estate deals. That's one of them right there.
So I'm going to have more about Ukraine. We have so much more to talk about the economy. We'll have that straight ahead. President saying whatever Bibi wants, he should go do. He's got the 2,000-pound bombs, and you have the horrible situation with the slow let go of all the hostages. You listen to the Brian Kilmeade Show, my interview with President Trump, exclusive to us for this hour. Don't move. Now,
this Brian Kilmeade is another guy, too, that's creepy. But for the sake of the information in the interview.
Now, we talked to you about Hamas and the whole horrific situation with the hostages and what he would do, and essentially Bibi's got a green light now.
Butthead, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, Butthead. Says he thinks he can just will Hamas away. I would agree, Butthead. No actual plan on getting rid of Hamas, which, by the way, just makes it that much more dangerous, right? If you don't have an actual plan, Dave Smith says 2 words. My brother Flex Seal put on some Neosport or some kind of topical antibiotic. You can trust me, I graduated from Trump U. I look forward to it. Is this advice directly from Dr. Oz or Dr. Phil? Or Dr. Drew now?
I talk about the number one story in the world, and that's Ukraine, the president's view. And you'll be interested to hear what he really thinks happened to start this war. Watch. President, cover of every newspaper just about is your stance on Ukraine. I was looking up. I almost found no indications that you said anything bad about Zelensky up until the last few days. And it seems as though...
All right, you're swiping on Tinder, and Brian Kilmeade comes across your page. Who the fuck is swiping right? I don't understand how these MAGA chuds find women. I don't understand. Can someone explain that to me? How the fuck is RFK married? You know what I mean? How is this real life? Tucker Carlson. Can you imagine? You come home from a long day's work, you're trying to eat some veal parmesan, and he's like, well, I don't know. I think that's, kind of a question we need to ask. I'd be quite offended. You divorce him in a matter of seconds. How the fuck are these people married? Not a single person outside of the MAGA realm should be single. If these chuds can find significant others.
So when he didn't take the mineral deal and was critical of you for having a delegation talk in Saudi Arabia with Russia, that was a turning point for you, correct?
I've been watching this man for years now. As his cities get demolished, as his people get killed, as his soldiers get decimated, where you have old men and young men. You have men that are too old to fight,
right,
men that are too young to fight. I've been watching this for years, and it's a war that shouldn't have started. I know because I was there and I had it. It didn't start. Would have never started. If I won the election, which I did, it's a war that never, ever would have started. So I've been watching for years, and I've been watching him negotiate with no cards. He has no cards. And you get sick of it. You just get sick of it. And I've had it. And he then made a deal with us for rare earth and things. And who knows what rare earth is worth, but at least it's something. And who knows what it's worth. Who knows if they even have it. But we made a deal with rare earth, and Secretary of Treasury, a very good guy, actually went there, and they couldn't even come close to getting a deal done. And frankly, I wish he didn't go there, waste all of his time like that. But they couldn't get close. They met,
right,
and then when he wanted to get it closed, he was unable to meet him again. But so it was just a wasted trip, a dangerous trip, too. I didn't like it that he was doing it because, he's a good man. I didn't want him to put himself under danger because I had a feeling something like that would happen. But look what you have. You have a man who's led a country that had the most beautiful cities that they demolished, had the most beautiful domes. Those domes are the most beautiful.
But it's
in
all
the world,
Russia's. But that's Russia's fault, though, Mr. President. Russia
They're
did
all
the
demolished. 1,000-year-old domes. And
wow, is he actually trying to correct him here? Whoa, wait a second here. Yes, guys, I do have a live goal. I would appreciate contributing to the Super Chat goal. We need 14 $5 and above Super Chats. It looks like Kilmiad here is trying to actually check Donald Trump. Let's see if he goes through with it.
Though, Mr. President.
Beautiful domes. Those domes.
This is where the interview gets ugly, too.
Beautiful cities that they're demolished. Had the most beautiful domes. Those domes are the most beautiful
in the world. But it's all Russia's. But that's Russia's fault, though, Mr. President. Russia
They're
did
all
the
demolished. 1,000-year-old domes, and
Trump just keeps talking right over him. Doesn't even let him speak. 1,000-year-old domes. He said it about 40 times.
Everything's demolished. I mean, it's like a demolition site. It's sort of like Gaza. In fact, it's more. At least Gaza has a couple of buildings standing. Right. I mean, this place. You take a look at the demolition of so many of those cities, and and all those people are killed, never to come back again.
But Mr. President, that's all. That's Vladimir Putin's fault. Don't you agree?
I get tired of listening to it. I'll tell you.
He's not even acknowledging that he's trying to correct it. I'll give Brian like a tiny bit of credit for even fucking doing this, because most of these Fox people, they would just let him say this shit and not even correct him.
What? I've seen it enough. And then he complains that he's not at a meeting that we're having with Saudi Arabia trying to intermediate a peace. Well,
he doesn't care.
He's been at meetings for 3 years with a president who didn't know what the hell he was doing. He's been in the meetings for 3 years and nothing got done. So I don't think he's very important to be at meetings, to be honest with you. He's been there for 3 years. He makes it very hard to make deals. But look what's happened to his country. It's been demolished.
But no, I hear you.
He's going to go back.
But Mr. President, you know who's to blame for that.
That's when there's peace.
Don't you think it's Vladimir Putin that did the Mr. President? You know who's to blame for that. That's Vladimir. But don't you think it's Vladimir Putin that did the invasion unwarranted to try to take back land he had no right to? And don't you think fundamentally that's that? And if you could just now both sides want to talk, it seems. So we should just get to that point.
They only want to talk because of me. If I wasn't involved, they wouldn't be talking to each other. And Russia would.
But that's not what he asked.
Continue to, go through Ukraine, because they are going through, Brian. They've taken a lot of land. And Russia would continue the march through Ukraine. If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be talking at all. I'm the only reason they're talking.
No, I think that everybody agrees with that. We have Macron coming to see you for France, and then Storm.
Well, yeah, because you were willing to say these positive things, concede these points. And Biden wasn't willing to concede these points. Why would we? We were essentially winning. Strategically, it was working out just the way the United States... You couldn't have hoped for a better scenario in regards to this conflict for the United States. Yes, it's awful. People are dying. It's bad. But we didn't start it, right? Russia started it. And Russia then now is, we know, is one of our, if not our greatest adversary, was in a corner. Couldn't have worked out any better.
The UK this week to move forward.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything either. The war is going on. There no meetings with Russia, no nothing.
Right.
They haven't done anything.
Because Vladimir Putin laid out what he wanted.
And Macron's a friend of mine, and I've met with the prime minister, and he's a very nice guy, but nobody's done anything. And I've been watching this go on for years, and I'm doing it for one reason. I hate the killing. I hate to see those young people killed. They're not Americans. They're Russian.
All right, so do you think that chat, you think that's the reason Donald Trump wants to stop this war? Because he wants to stop the killing? Is there a soul in here who believes that?
And Ukrainians. I hate to see the killing.
So I just saw the Polish president just tweeted, and he essentially told Zelensky to go back and do a deal with you and try to get to peace. and he just put that out a short while ago. So do you believe that that the Russians want a deal, and even though they're the aggressors in this situation, they want a deal because they've had that 700,000 casualties? They're losing 46,000 a month too. So do you believe they were sincere in Saudi Arabia?
Look, Russia, and who is the Polish? Are you talking about Duda?
Yep.
Was it Duda that put it out?
Yes.
Because you have different leaders in Poland. It's very interesting. But no, look, you ready? Russia did not attack during my administration, but I will say he hates.
It's not true. So this is the part that really frustrates me. So number one, it was an ongoing conflict. There was ongoing conflict in the Donbass region under his administration. They bombed Ukrainian naval vessels in the Azov Sea. Donald Trump did not condemn. By the way, he was being urged to do something at that point. He had refused. He had not condemned any of the prior action, including the annexation of Crimea. This is just not true that there was complete peace under his administration. It's not true. If he had such crazy influence, then why didn't he could have handled that situation when he got in office? I don't care if it happened under the Obama administration. He ignored it. He ignored it and condoned it. That's what he did.
He hates him with a tremendous passion. You're lucky
let's
you
go
don't
back
hate
for
people.
A second. Hold on.
It's very interesting. But no, look, you ready? Russia did not attack during my administration, but I will say he hates Zelensky. He hates him with a tremendous passion. You're lucky you don't hate people, Brian. You don't hate anybody. You've never.
But it's
you've
mutual.
never been a hater.
I'll give you the exact read. He said, "I suggest that President Zelensky remain committed to the course of calm, constructive cooperation with Donald Trump."
Britt, no question. But thank you for the $5 super chat, Britt. I really appreciate you, Britt. Thank you so much for supporting the live.
I trust that goodwill and honesty form a foundation of the U.S. negotiation strategy. I have no doubt that President Trump is guided by a deep sense of responsibility for global stability and peace. And he said he just spoke to Zelensky.
Jesus, you hear Trump breathing in the phone there? Listen.
Foundation of the U.S. negotiation strategy. I have no doubt that President Trump is guided by a deep sense of responsibility for global stability.
Bro, sounds like this sounds like phone sex. I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah, let's pretend that you're like bent to. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but like, pretend that you're putting the handcuffs on.
I trust that goodwill and honesty form a foundation of the U.S. negotiation strategy. I have no doubt that President Trump is guided by a deep sense of responsibility for global stability and peace.
Bro, that's some fucking hard breathing. Adam, I joined Tadpole. Thank you for joining Tadpole, Maddie. Thank you for becoming a Tadpole, Maddie.
And he said he just spoke to Zelensky. So are you
Yeah, now I'm slowly taking them off.
Expecting a call from, would you accept a call from Zelensky today?
Yeah, of course. I'm not playing games. I don't accept or not accept calls. Of course I'll take a call from him. But he's been negotiating for 3 years. And just so you know, when you say Russia was the attacker, yes, yep. Russia.
You think he's, no, I'm telling you, like, I don't have the gut feeling that this guy's going anywhere that way. I think he's going to be here all 4 years. I really do. I don't think Elon will, but I think he will.
It was attacked. Russia attacked, but there was no reason for them to attack. You could have talked him out. There was no reason that he should have attacked. That whole thing was going on for years. There was no reason he was going in. It should have never happened. That war should have never happened. And I'm telling you, the way they talked, I said, you know, these guys are going to go into a war. This is a, you know, every time I say, oh, it's not Russia's fault, I always get slammed by the fake news. But I'm telling you,
the news is fake, but not because they slam you for that. I slam you for that too, and I'm the farthest thing from fake.
Biden said the wrong things. Zelensky said the wrong things. They got attacked by somebody that's much bigger and much stronger.
Wow, so that's the precedent we're setting, that you can say the wrong things and it's justified to invade a completely sovereign nation. That's good to know going forward. By the way, Taiwan, don't say a fucking word, because Trump might say you said the wrong thing when China absorbs you.
Which is a bad thing to do, and you don't do that. But Russia could have been talked out of that so easily. That should never have been a war. And all those dead people shouldn't be dead, and all those cities shouldn't be demolished right now. So when Zelensky,
no one's disputing that. What we're disputing is that Vladimir Putin bears 100% of the responsibility. 100%. Not 10, not 20, not 50. 100%. I'm telling you, people, this is the moment we're going to look back on historically with severe regret.
he said,
Actually, it'll probably be your children that look back on it with regret.
he wasn't invited to a meeting. I mean, it wasn't a priority because he did such a bad job in negotiating so far. Number one, you shouldn't have had a war. And if you did, it should have been solved and settled immediately. It could have been.
Mr. President, I think you're 100% right. There's two things.
3 years ago.
Zelensky made two mistakes in 3 days. He criticized you, and then he criticized the meeting, and then he said, I'm walking away from the deal, which was, I think, 55% of their rare earth minerals. It would have allowed America to have a...
Can someone clarify, how did he criticize Trump? He responded to the fact that why would he accept negotiate a peace deal that he's not a part of the negotiation? Why would anyone do that? Would Trump do that? Would Trump accept the results of a negotiation he was not involved in? No, he wouldn't. He would laugh in your face if you even suggested such a thing.
Stake there, and nobody would attack Ukraine if America had business there.
There's the breathing again. Oh shit, he's getting close.
Which was, I think, 55% of their rare earth minerals. It would have allowed America to have a stake there, and nobody would attack Ukraine if America had business there. Having said that...
God damn. Sounds like a fucking hurricane.
I think if both sides do you think the Russians should be celebrating right now because they hear the rhetoric coming from the White House?
No, because if I got out, I think they really want to make a deal. I do. They found it impossible to make a deal with Zelensky as his buildings came down. You know, the buildings came down all over. They were just raining down. You got nothing. You know, take a look at what he's going to. Let's assume I make a deal. I'm getting him back many demolished cities and the bodies of many dead people. What kind of a deal is that?
That's what Zelensky's getting. So his country was invaded, and he's getting demolished cities and the bodies back of dead people. I am telling you guys right now, they are going to they're going to go after Zelensky. This dude needs to leave Ukraine. I'm not even kidding. A country needs to give him safe harbor. Anyone a part of that administration, because Putin is 100%. Once this is all said and done, he's going to move in and he's going to attempt to take this guy out. Which is what I predicted originally would be the result, because I knew Trump would force this negotiation. And by the way, you know how many people I had message me right after Donald Trump got elected and he sent out that message pretending to be tough on Putin, that he would increase sanctions, right? That he was going to put the screws to him essentially. And, you know, hey, you need to abide by what I'm asking you to, otherwise I'm going to make your life extremely difficult, Russia's life extremely difficult. And he backed off that really quick, because that was never the plan. The plan was always this, from the very beginning, that Zelensky was going to be the odd man out, that Ukraine was going to be the odd man out. He's going to take the side of Vladimir Putin, and this negotiation will result in surrendering territory. Ukraine will be a smaller country, a less capable country, still without nuclear deployment, and now unable to join NATO. And that's wrong.
What kind of a what kind of a situation is that? There was no reason for that.
No, I hear
now,
you.
Russia attacked, but they shouldn't have let them attack because they wouldn't have attacked if you had people that knew what they were doing. Joe Biden is a very dumb man. You know that, and I know it.
Here's how I know I'm not wrong, right? Is because I know what Putin's requests were for the original negotiations. I know what he wants. A major part of that was that Ukraine not join NATO. And obviously, he already came out and said, we knew the stuff is, in terms of like returning territory, wasn't going to happen anyway. But he came out and said it's impossible. It's an impossibility. Dave Smith, thank you for the $5. Said help Adam go to the doctor. It's $5 per stitch. You don't want to bleed to death. Thank you. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Dave.
Joe Biden is a very dumb man who was dumber than ever before because, things have happened to him. He had no idea what he was doing, and everything he said was wrong. And I said, you know what? I think this guy's going to cause I think he's going to cause a war.
Did he just curse? The fuck was the bleep for?
He had no idea what he was doing, and everything he said was wrong. And I said, you know what? I think this guy's going to cause I think he's going to cause a war. Right. And that's what happened. And
he's becoming unhinged. Now he's cursing. What the hell is going on here?
I will tell you, Putin could have been talked out of that so easy, but they didn't know how to talk.
So, Mr. President,
he would have been talked out of that war so easy. They didn't know how to talk.
Right, but
they said all the wrong things, and I'm not trying to.
Every time Brian tries to correct this point, Trump just keeps talking. Granted, Brian's not trying that hard to stop Trump from saying this. You could stop him. You could say, "Well, that's not true, Mr. President," but he's kind of just he lets him walk all over him. That's what they do.
Make Putin like nicer or better. I'm just telling you the fact that war should have never happened. Putin would have never gone in.
And we'll see where we go from here. But Mr. President, you have some sway with him. You definitely talk to him more than probably anybody else in the world outside
China.
A deal. But here's the thing: they have taken.
He doesn't have to make a deal because if he wanted, he'd get the whole country.
But
eventually.
He's paying a huge price, as you pointed out a couple of.
J. Claw, thank you for becoming a tadpole, J. Claw.
Weeks ago, they have taken about 20,000 Ukrainian kids.
I'm going to be putting like little different icons next to your memberships. So like Tadpoles will have one, and Muppet Masters will have one, and then the top tier one will have like a special one. Mastermind of Muppetry will have like a special one.
And they basically kidnapped them, gave them new names, and put them into homes in Russia. Can you get Vladimir Putin to reverse that? Could that be one of the...
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't hear this last part. What did he say?
Ukrainian kids. And they basically kidnapped them, gave them new...
country,
but he's paying a huge price, as you pointed out a couple of weeks ago. They have taken about 20,000 Ukrainian kids, and they basically kidnapped them, gave them new names, and put them into homes in Russia. Can you get Vladimir Putin to reverse that? Could that be one of the precursors to show they sincerely want to negotiate?
I believe I could, yes. I didn't know too
this was a part. So this is a part of the ethnic cleansing agenda.
Much about it. I was hearing about it yesterday. It's pretty tough stuff, but I believe I could do that, yes.
Because it's really about NATO, but yet there's ethnic cleansing going on, and I hate that people downplay it. You know, it's just fucking...
Great. I want to talk about something different. Right now, Kathy Hochul says, game on, you drew first blood as you got rid of congestion pricing in New York City. What's your response to her? In fact, here is what she said exactly.
Pricing was very bad.
Listen to this, Mr. President. Listen to this. Cut one.
It was going to kill Manhattan in certain parts of New York. Ultimately, when Manhattan goes, the whole state goes.
Brian, you're really just going to... I have very little respect for you as a journalist. We can disagree on things, but the fact that you just let this guy walk all over you is despicable. You shouldn't be doing these interviews anymore. You're bad at it.
Manhattan is not doing well to start off with. And
I don't care if it was Biden or whoever it was. If I'm interviewing them, they need to stop when I'm talking.
All you're doing with congestion pricing is saying don't go in. and it's like $15 a day.
Yep.
And if you're a shoe salesman, or if you're a waiter, or if you're the owner of a restaurant, or the owner of just about any business, it's a disaster. It's been a disaster every place it's been used. And it is. And, they call me for help, and yet nobody's treated me worse than they have in Manhattan. They have a rigged court system they treated me worse than anybody.
It's like listening to your grandpa ramble when you go visit him in the nursing home.
There's never been treatment like I've been treated, and that's the way they treat people. They go after people. And, people think that, I should come and help. I view it and I say, what a shame. But
can I just ask a question for the guy that's in my Twitch with the name Right Wing Jesus? Are you okay? What's up with that name, my guy? Right Wing _ Jesus? Dear God, please tell me that's a joke.
But despite that, and despite the way I get treated, I do help. I help New York tremendously. And everybody says I shouldn't even bother with New York the way they are. It's a really vicious place from a legal standpoint, from a weaponization. It's totally weaponized. The courts are weaponized, and they're horrible. And I had the best cases nobody could even believe. Every single one of the pundits, from McCarthy to Turley to Greg Jarrett to Dershowitz, said they had no case against me whatsoever. It shouldn't be brought. And you can't win in New York. You get these judges that you can't win. The whole thing is a rigged, horrible system, and it's crooked and corrupt. And they put this congestion pricing on, and it would have destroyed the city even further. You would have had.
Guys, we only have 15 minutes left for the goal. I would appreciate at least trying to make a dent in the
no
live
business
goal.
left in Manhattan.
It's been up there for
Numbers
an hour.
were way down. They need business. They need people to go in. It's like putting up a wall. People weren't going to go in. Everybody was going to lose their jobs. Really, it's a very sinister place. What's taken place in New York over the last 8 years or so is
it makes me want to tear up. I swear to God.
No, it's just weird to have that kind of name, man. Like Right Wing Jesus. I don't know if it's a troll or what the fuck. AI Trump? No, this is Trump. This is a legitimate interview. What do you mean? This is just, I don't normally stream on Sunday. I normally take today off, but I just wanted to come on and give everybody some content. Today's not normally a day that I stream. Chris Clark, thank you for the $9.99 super chat, Chris Clark. Super sticker, Chris Clark. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate you, buddy. Seriously, thank you so much. No question there. You guys can put questions in with the super chats, that I always answer them.
And Mayor Adams is finding that out right now.
With de Blasio a little bit, but it's gone on and on and on, and it just gets worse and worse, nastier and nastier. And they got to do something about the court system in New York. It is a rigged system. It's a horrible system. I had 3 judges.
Shelly, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, how Brian can let him puke a sludge is revolting. I think that Brian's a hardcore conservative. He was never going to actually check him, but I think there's a limit, right? At least pretend to have integrity. When you're correcting something that's so serious, at least, and by the way, you can agree with him, I don't care, but at least ask the question and force him to allow you to ask the question. They won't even do that. It's pathetic. Jeanette, thank you for the $59 super sticker. Jeanette, thank you so much. I think I'm saying that right, Jeanette. Thank you so much, Jeanette. I really appreciate that. Callie, thank you for becoming a tadpole. Welcome to the team. And Cindy, thank you for the $5 super chat, Cindy. Appreciate you, Cindy. Big W for Jeanette in the chat. Big W for Jeanette in the chat. Yeah.
They were totally dishonest judges. They were the most dishonest judges. Look, I've been around. I've been to many courts. And I will tell you, these are the most dishonest group of judges I've ever had. I've never seen anything like it.
I think Mayor Adams would agree with you.
It's a very corrupt place. And now on top of everything, what they want to do, and people are leaving. Businesses are leaving in record numbers, and people are leaving. And I'll tell you, Brian, it's really a shame to see such a great place go so bad. And now they put this horrible payment that you have to have for the privilege of going to a place that's not doing very well. It's a loser, and I give my secretary literally a great applause for what he did.
All right, Ted, that was Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. So, Mr. President, right now, the market dropped a little because Kmart or Walmart is not forecasting growth in revenues, and they look at inflation. Inflation is stubborn. You inherited it. When does it become your economy? When is it a Trump economy where we get to see if your plans are working?
Well, it takes...
Jay Claw, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, what's your favorite color? You know I don't answer that, Jay Claw. You know that. Black, darkness. Deep, soulless darkness, black. RFK Stop the Flu campaign. Mexico allows U.S. Navy. What? What, Killer Fuzz? You're talking about, yeah, I know he stopped the flu campaign, which is idiotic.
A period of 6 months to a year.
Are you just typing news in the question there?
Biden really screwed up our country. He really screwed it up badly. If you look at the deficits we have with other countries, that should have been taken care of, Brian. We have a deficit with China of over $1 trillion, $1 trillion. And so it takes a period of time. We're going to have a very strong country. It's going to take a little while to get it back, just like inflation. I gave him almost no inflation, 1.2%, which is perfect. And it went up to 9.9%. Went to, I think, the worst inflation in the history of our country. But I gave him no inflation, a powerful, great economy. And he screwed it up with two ways. He spent too much, and Mitch McConnell shouldn't have approved all that stuff. Mitch McConnell did a very poor job. Very.
He's so he's like a little kid. Mitch McConnell recently, voted against his cabinet picks, 3 of them. The 3 were Hegseth, RFK, and I think it was either Bondi or Patel, but it was 3 of them he voted against here, and now he's officially retiring. Eli, first of all, Callie, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Callie. Eli, thank you for the $5 super chat. Eli says, thank you for what you do, Adam. Please keep it up. We need brilliant brawlers like you. Thank you, Eli. Appreciate you, buddy. Angel Eyes, thank you for the $6.99 super chat. Says, appreciate you, Adam. Appreciate you, Angel Eyes. Thank you for supporting the content. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, it was Tulsi. You're right. It was Tulsi Violet. Sorry, my brain couldn't remember there.
Poor job. He shouldn't have approved a lot of the stuff. He approved it. It was like, I said, what does he have on Mitch McConnell? It's just so sad to see that. But I gave him, and what they've done to this country is just incredible. Between the open borders and prisoners pouring in, and mental patients and everything else pouring in, and it's not easy to get them. They're looking all over the place. They have searches all over the place. But these are professionals that escape.
Adam on Twitch, yeah, because I'm almost an affiliate, so trying to essentially get my affiliate badge just so I can simulcast over there. YouTube is like my primary place where I'm streaming right now. I'm waiting to see what happens with TikTok. I might throw that back in the mix if they sell, the company to someone that's not Elon Musk, for instance. But YouTube is kind of the center of where my content is going to be. But I'm going to simulcast other places, But I can only really significantly grow one at a time. So YouTube is where my focus is.
Tom.
Bobette, if you want to join and become a member, you have to go to YouTube in your browser, type in my channel. You'll see a join button, and you join that way, I believe. Or one of the mods can tell you, Bobette.
Holman is doing an unbelievable job, and Christy.
This is the other thing. The compliments about Holman. Let me say this. They have significantly underperformed. when it comes to the deportation. The word is, behind the scenes, Donald Trump is pissed. He believes that they are not deporting enough people. And by the way, we knew this was going to happen. And they're saying, well, what can you do? These people are hiding. Well, we told you that was going to happen. And every day it costs the American taxpayer millions, if not billions of dollars. Somebody said not Substack. No, Tracy, Substack is one of my main platforms, but Substack is not for OBS. Substack is for written content. I do a coffee with Adam in the morning on Substack every single morning. I do live stream over there, occasionally debate, but we do like recaps of politics. Substack is like my written content, more of my strictly political, very serious. This is my take on this type of content. But Substack, yes, is a platform I take very, very seriously. And you can subscribe on Substack as well. And support me on Substack if you like my content over there. But my content over there is very much about organizing, written content, and coffee in the morning, and we recap politics. So you guys don't have to watch mainstream media in the morning. You go over to my Substack, and you guys can, digest some of this crazy political shit with me on Substack every single morning. We drink a little coffee. Sometimes I have an energy drink and not coffee. Sue me. But we sit over there, we bullshit about what's going on, we complain, we say, oh my God, did you guys hear about this, and what's going to happen today? We talk about the things that are going to happen throughout the day. So it's a good alternative for people, instead of legacy media, you know what I mean, and not listening to mainstream media, which is trash. If you're still watching mainstream media and not subscribing to me, you are a Muppet. Fuck mainstream media. And they don't even give you unfiltered takes on mainstream media anyway. You should be supporting me anyway. Like, those people are fake. Don't watch. The only thing I've ever agreed with Trump on is mainstream media is the enemy of the people. They are fake news. They suck. And you should not be supporting them in any capacity. 210 Rain said, any chicken sandwich updates. That is today, 210 Rain. That is tonight, hopefully. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for the $4.99, 210 Rain. Appreciate you, buddy. And nice PFP, SpongeBob. Jesse, thank you for the $5. Says 5 minutes to complete the goal. Yes, we have 4 minutes and 40 seconds to complete the goal.
Unbelievable job. But,
right. So what, can
they really made a mess of things.
And I'll tell you after this interview what I'm doing with those chicken sandwiches. You guys are going to get. You're going to be hungry. You shouldn't. You guys always say, Adam always talks about food. It always ends up back on food. Everyone always says that about me. Every time Adam's talking about it, he's either talking about politics or he's talking about food. It's because you guys bring it up, And so now I'm going to tell you what I'm doing with the chicken sandwiches. It's taking a lot of thought.
Foreign policy and in local policy, they have made a mess of this country. But it'll be straightened out. I would say in 12 months we're going to have it told.
Oh, this isn't a mainstream media ad. I have to listen. I can't get interviews with Trump. So, you know what I mean? If I could get interviews with Trump, I wouldn't have to listen to Brian Kilme ad, right? But I can't get interviews with Trump. So I have to listen to Brian Kilme ad interview Trump and critique it that way. But you shouldn't be supporting mainstream media's effort to do so.
Different country.
All right, so yesterday...
Callie, thank you for the $2 super chat. Guys, we have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, and we need 4 more $5 or above super chats. Can we complete the gifting goal?
Just happened, actually. They
came on Sunday. Today's not a normal day I stream, but I just, I feel guilty when I don't give you guys content at least 6 days a week. If I feel like we're not talking politics 6 days a week, I feel guilty. I have an obligation to you guys. Many of you guys subscribe. You give super chats. As long as you guys keep supporting me, I always feel obligated to make sure that I'm giving you content and never not giving you content. Desi, thank you for the $4.99. Says thank you for coming on today. Callie, thank you for the 3 minutes. Turn-ups. I'm not sure we even use that term anymore, Callie, but thank you, Callie. Appreciate you. We usually say Muppets now. Lemoncello. Thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate you, Lemoncello. Appreciate you so much. Jack of all trades says, have you heard? Let me see this. Wait. When she I'm going to say it's Wenchy. That's what I'm saying. Wenchy Munkelin, thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Wenchy, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wenchy, thank you, seriously. That's the kind of support I really, really appreciate. Thank you so much. Jack of all trades says, have you heard about Idaho town hall meeting that went awry? A woman was arrested by out-of-uniform cops. 1A is practically null and void. Let's look at it after this. I did not see it yet, Jack. I'm sorry. I was busy with my son the last day or so. Shelly, thank you for the $5. Says, I will always help your goal, buddy. Love you. Thank you so much, everybody. Jocelyn, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you to everybody who is supporting the content. I really appreciate it. I want to be able to, put out as much content as I can. And so those of you that really appreciate you guys supporting it too, because it means the world and it allows me to be able to do this and focus on this and putting out politics, as my job rather than focusing on something else. Let's. Do you guys want to finish this, or do you want me to go right to the? Is there a video for this Idaho town hall? Bobet, thank you for becoming a tadpole, Bobet.
They voted through the night that a vote-a-rama, and the GOP, the Republican-led Senate, just passed one of two bills. So this was adopted. It's a 52-48, and they're going to get financing for defense and financing for the border, but they didn't re-up on your tax reform. You said this is what Senator Thune told me yesterday about what he's trying to do, because now you want one bill and he's giving you two. Cut four. What would
NOK $50 is $4.99? Is it? So I'm thinking that's $50 and it's only $4.49. Is that correct?
That one bill
I want to make sure I'm not thanking people for $49 if it's $4.49.
Consist of, and what would the second bill consist of, and why not just do one?
Well, I think I'm game, and if the House can execute on getting one done, more power to them. I think at the moment, what we're trying to do is preserve optionality for the president. The president
isn't that fucking Norwegian? Why would people be donating Norwegian money? Can someone clarify for me if is that true or not? I thought that was Norwegian currency too, but I don't think that's why they would be. Why would they put it in there? All right, listen, don't overstep your boundaries on telling me how to address it. Thank you. But I want to know how much money it is, because I don't want to thank someone for a $50 donation if it's not a $50 donation. Why are you saying no, Desi? Do you know something I don't know? No is not enough of an explanation. No, I think it's coming through from Canada. Let me see. See, the problem is TikTok doesn't allow me to do that. I'm sorry, not TikTok. YouTube doesn't allow me to check that. I didn't see that NOK until the end there. Let me see. What's today? The 23rd? Yeah, it doesn't let me see that shit. All right, so it's got to be the Norwegian, but I don't believe it's people that are. No, that's not where they're living. I have multiple people. Oh, maybe that's where Wenchi lives. Why do I have multiple people that live in Norway watching me? It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Campaigned on and said his number.
All right, that means I'm putting up another goal then, because if those are not. All right, let me finish this, please. I'm listening too much to the
one
chat
priority.
here. There's too much chat engagement here. Christopher, thank you for the $50 Cash App, Christopher. Christopher, now I know that's $50. Thank you for the $50 Cash App, Christopher. I gotta set this stuff up before I even go fucking live. TikTok is the best? No, it's not. TikTok sucks ass.
Is securing the border, and this bill that we're doing today is heavily focused on giving the president the resources he needs to secure the border.
I swear to God, some people fucking overstep. You know what I mean?
So your thought about the one.
But Christopher, thank you for the Cash App, buddy. I appreciate you. Thank you, Christopher.
Bill that passed.
Yeah, look, the Republicans mean very well, everybody, but I think Rand Paul voted against it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did I hear that? Oh boy, it never ends with these guys. They have to go and grandstand.
No, it's crazy how people from, like, I don't know. I just always get shocked by people watching me from different places. It's always crazy. This guy messaged me not that long ago, and he's like, I'm a huge supporter. My family loves you. We watch you every day, and they live in Ireland. I don't know. That just blows my mind. I don't know why. It just blows my mind. Like, I think it's cool, but it just blows my mind. Like, someone in Ireland is waking up every day and watching me? What the fuck?
But I was very honored by the bill that he did. I think John Thune is doing a fantastic job. But it gives you optionality, Brian.
And big W, Christopher. I just want to say that again. For sending a Cash App saying, here's 50 USD. Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate you, buddy. Seriously, thank you so much, Christopher. No one cares about fucking TikTok, all right? Listen, TikTok is a fucking joke. They sent out a message to 175 million people saying Trump is great and then did a fake shutdown. Are you guys really still defending TikTok after everything they did? Go ahead and use it. I mean, I might use it again as long as they sell it. I use it every once in a while to draw my followers over here into different places. I don't use it as my primary platform anymore, but I still use it occasionally. But let's not defend it, right? TikTok is ass.
One big, beautiful bill, as I say. And, that would include many other things than what we were approved yesterday. But to have what we approved yesterday
and I like
is
ass.
nice. And we'll see now how the House is going.
Just not all the time.
The House is going with the one bill.
I mean, it's just, look, here's the thing, right? Let me say this really quick for everyone in here. And you guys know this. I'm Antifa, okay? I don't pretend to be Antifa. I don't pretend to be Antifa so I can, argue with Republicans and that's my online persona. I am actually Antifa, okay? To my core. So it brought out some really fucking serious anger when they decided to use the most popular platform in the United States to try and indoctrinate the American people, to propagandize the American people. I will never forgive them for that. That was bullshit. And if you don't understand that was bullshit, you're not Antifa. It's okay. You can become Antifa, but you need to accept that it's much, much bigger. It's much, much bigger than that. I can tell you guys right now something and by the way, Extreme Rides, thank you for becoming a Muppet Masher, buddy. I really appreciate that. Extreme Rides, and I see you ride, I ride too. So cool name. And I appreciate you for becoming a Muppet Master. Thank you so much, Extreme Rides. Caitlin, thank you for the $5 super chat. And Deb, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you to you both. I appreciate you and love you both. Thank you. Let me say this really quick, right? I have Substack is so powerful. Here's why I encourage you to go to Substack. Substack sends out email notifications to you when I'm doing something, which means I can get all of us organized in a matter of seconds. Boom. I have 4.1 thousand followers over there. I have about 260 paid subscribers. That's in like a month. And I'm connecting with people who are fucking down. So if you're down, and I don't need to elaborate on what being down means, but if you're down to get down, go over to my Substack, follow me, subscribe, make sure you have your email notifications turned on, and that's how you stay connected. That's how you become Antifa right there. Do that ASAP. That's the power of Substack. Me streaming on TikTok obviously is a lot. Some of it's entertainment, some of it's educational, some of it's entertainment. It's back and forth. Substack is very serious, organizing written content. I put out a newsletter. I have a newsletter ready to go, should be released by tonight or early tomorrow morning. All subscribers get access to my newsletter. I post nonstop written content. So Substack is a good place to be as well. It's just a little bit different in terms of its seriousness.
Concept, the Senate to do, and the Senate will come along and do, if they see good progress with the House, they'd rather have everything included also. But we're going to see what we're going to see what.
Somebody said Subway sounds so good right now. Jesus Christ. I'll be right back.
The House comes up with. They're working very hard. They think they're going to get there on one bill, and then the Senate would be able to vote on the one big, beautiful bill. That would include taxes and tax cuts, and really it'll be the biggest tax cuts in American history. And I would think it's very hard for even Democrats to vote against that.
So it sounds like you're almost open to two. You're still feeling like, let me see what happens, right?
As long as we get to the same point, two bills. So now, what they approved yesterday is one part of it, and then they'd approve another part of it. You could, I guess, you could make the case you could do three. You could do for 10, as long as we get along. As long as we get them all added up, and it's the same thing. And I think we're in very good shape. I think that's a good signal. I think it's a very good signal that we got the one bill passed, because there's great unity. We have great unity in the party.
Right.
The House is great, and the Senate is great. We have fantastic unity, and I think it's going to go good. If this didn't get approved, the Democrats essentially would have approved the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I don't think that works very well for them politically.
Right. And they keep saying your tax reform was for the rich. It is not. It was for the middle class.
Yep.
And everyone benefited across the line. That's one thing I don't think you guys do a good job, Pep.
By the way, does anyone else, can I just say this, does anyone else find TikTok extremely cringe since the ban? I don't know if it's just me, but I've always been kind of cringed out by how TikTok works. I can tell you guys, being a creator, I talk to a lot of creators, and some are cool. I've met some cool people. I've met some fucking assholes, dude. And people who literally legit think they're fucking celebrities. People who are less popular than me literally think they're fucking celebrities because of the way TikTok's algorithm works. And I'm not shit, and I'm more popular than you, right? If I join a live stream, there's going to be at least, I'd go in somebody's guest box, there's going to be a few hundred people immediately that join that live because I'm in there, right? And I go live. I was just live the other day trying to draw people over. There was, I think there was 1,000 people in there. I haven't been live in a significant length of time, right? You're not fucking famous. You know what I'm saying? So, people that think they're famous on TikTok is just literally laughable. You would need to have, 10 million fucking followers to be considered fucking famous. You ain't fucking famous. You know what I mean? And it's cringy as fuck when people think they are. Seriously. I don't know who Scott D. Henry is, but I imagine... Oh, wait a second. Is that the guy that literally fucking said that he, started condoning MAGA-ism after, what's his name? What was it? Is that who that is, Adam? Patties, is that the guy that like was like, I'm sorry that I didn't see you guys. I see where you're coming from now. Like, I hate those people, man. Like, bro, you're not a fucking celebrity. Like, even if, like, seriously, it's just, I'm telling you, like, people who are, like, less popular than me think they're celebrities, think they're, like, popular. Like, how do I not think I'm like, I'm popular in political, like, debate circles, I guess you could say, but not generally speaking. And if I'm not, you fucking sure as shit are not. So, what the fuck? You know, it's just, it's weird, dude. It gives, like, people some kind of weird sense of, like, celebrity or something, and it's honestly the cringiest shit ever. And, like, for me, like, I think it's so cringe, dude. I really do. I think people are so fucking cringy, bro. Like, you're on TikTok, you know what I mean? If you go live on YouTube, you have 5 people watching. Like, you're not a celebrity, dude. There's nobody reporting on you. Nobody outside of political TikTok knows who you are. Okay?
Pushing back on. In fact, a lot of people who were wealthy got hit on your tax reform bill.
It's like, I never have ever in a million years thought I was fucking famous. You know what I mean? Ever. You know, like, I'll give you an example. Adrielle Sigler. Like, God, I don't know how people watch these people, you know? I wouldn't watch Adrielle Sigler if you duct taped me to a wall. But why does she act like she's famous? She's got 300 people in her live tops battling. That's not famous. Okay? I could show my kneecap and get 300 people in a TikTok live. It's just cringe, dude. I don't know. They're everywhere. Regular creators, people in political TikTok, you know, it's so cringy. And I don't know, it just got really cringy. Someone said, after you left, it's not the same anymore. Yeah, I heard people don't like to watch, like, they don't like the other lives. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate the support. All right, let's listen to this.
I don't give a shit.
This was Tom Homan at Cpac. Here's another guy who thinks he's a fucking tough guy. Right? Tom Homan. You are not tough, bro. This is a guy that 100% got bullied, you know, wasn't shit his entire life, and now tries to act like a tough guy.
How you doing?
You know what I mean? He tries too hard. Oh, by the way, Rachel, I just want to say thank you to Rachel real quick for the $15 on Venmo, I believe. It's been a while since I watched. Keep it up, Rachel. Thank you so much. Not sure why it's been a while since you watched, though. Not super happy that you're saying it's been a while since you watched. What's up with that? You went a while without watching me? What the fuck? How did you do that?
Look, let me start out by saying this. If I offend anybody today, I don't give a shit. Don't care. The media in the back room, I'm sure I'll be...
Jeanette said, I am from Norway and paid the NOK 59. Sorry it caused problems, but NOK was the only option. Jeanette, it didn't cause problems. It didn't cause problems. I appreciate any support that you give me. I didn't understand what the NOK was. I knew, I didn't see it, basically. I didn't read it. I thought it was a part of your username. I didn't know it was telling me that it was Norwegian. That's all. Of course, it didn't cause any problems. Don't worry about it. I appreciate any support you give me, obviously.
You're reading a lot of hit pieces on me tomorrow. I don't give a shit what you think about me. I get asked all the time, does it bother you? There's a big part of this country that hates your guts. I don't care. I don't care.
And we don't either. And by the way, you're looking seriously close to the mantle. You look like the ghost of Christmas past. You look like fucking Jacob Marley in that 1985 Christmas Carol with George C. Scott. Not even kidding. Look like you just flew in from the window. Put some chains on this guy. Ebenezer Scrooge's business partner. Coming back from the dead. I mean, seriously, man. Hella close to the mantle.
Because we got a job to do. You know, I wake up every day for the last 4 years pissed off because the Biden administration took the most secure border in my lifetime and unsecured it on purpose. Right? I worked for 6 presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. Every president I ever worked for took steps to secure the border. Even Clinton Obama took steps to secure the
guy looks like he died twice.
Border, because they clearly understood you can't have national security without border security. They got it. Joe Biden's the
well, you actually can if there's not you. And by the way, like, we do have border security. Is that Joe Rogan? No, that's Joe Rogan in 2.5 years.
First president in history of the nation who came into office in
That's Joe Rogan after too much elk.
Secured the border on purpose. So for 4 years, I wake up every day pissed off. That changed November 5th.
Joe Rogan's literally the dumbest guy of all time. Like, I saw him the other day. He's like, yeah, man. Like, did you read that book about, like, Barron? Who apparently, like, he's a time traveler, man? Yeah, man. He comes back from the dead and, like, basically saves the world, man. And he had a dad named Donald. By the way, this is totally not what the book's about, and they totally just add shit to make it seem like it's some kind of Trump lore or something. It's like a book predicting the future. Totally not what's in the book. But don't let a lie get in the way of a good story. Don't stop and read the actual book and find out that's not what's in it. Yeah, man. Like, he sits there, and Joe Rogan, like, he'll be like, yeah, Jamie, pull up fucking conspiracies for us.tk and, like, let's read about it. This guy would believe a fucking Tumblr blog.
Now I wake up every day excited because I work for the greatest president.
Somebody wrote about this on Tumblr like 3 years ago.
Of my lifetime, Donald J. Trump.
Joe Rogan is the dumb guy's smart guy, right? So if you're a dumb guy, Joe Rogan's smart. You know what I mean? But if you're a smart guy, Joe Rogan's dumb. Remember when him and Elon were sitting there eating anchovy and pineapple pizza? Gross. Guys, we have 12 minutes left for the live goal. Would appreciate trying to complete this live goal.
For 4 years, we had over 10.5 million illegal aliens.
You guys are enjoying this Sunday live. Don't normally go live on Sunday afternoon, but we're here, ladies and gentlemen.
At our border. They released nearly 8 million into the country illegally.
It's honestly a good thing that we're here right now because we have so much to go over tomorrow. Like, we have so much to talk about. I don't know how we're going to get through it. We're probably going to be live for like 4 or 5 fucking hours on YouTube and 2 hours on Substack. We have so much shit to go over tomorrow.
We had a 600% increase in sex trafficking, women and children. We had a record number of known suspected terrorists and people on the terrorist watch list crossing the border. Under Trump, we had 14 in 4 years. Under Joe Biden, just shy of 400. Think about that for a moment.
Well, yeah, don't you guys enjoy going through what's going on in politics like this, interactive, rather than doing it like by watching the mainstream media? Don't you enjoy this more? This is so much better, dude. And like I have a lot of confidence that we can make this YouTube stream monstrous. Daddy's Girl. Now I'm just going to keep saying Daddy's Girl because I can't pull it up. Jesus Christ, this is embarrassing. Daddy's Girl, thank you for the Venmo, Daddy's Girl, says, so happy you're an ass man. Thank you, Daddy's Girl, appreciate it. Thank you for the $4.99 Venmo, Daddy's girl.
What Joe Biden did to our border was create the most significant public safety and national security vulnerability in this nation's history. But guess what? We got one badass president now who's going to come in and is going to take care of this border. Look at the numbers last few days. I'm telling you, every morning I get up, I can't wait to go to work. Because I know that I have a president who's going to open up every avenue of law enforcement to this great nation. In under 4 weeks, we have illegal crossings on
That's not you, Dre.
the border down 95%.
So, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, you know what the telltale sign is? That they quite literally are not posting the numbers for everyone to see. You have to go look for them. Did you notice they're not bragging about the deportation numbers? Why do you think that is? Because they're not nearly what they wanted them to be. They're doing a terrible job. They can't find people. And you know what else is happening? People are exercising their rights. They're not surrendering. They're not ratting people. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing what they need to do. And remember, I will say this again, just as a reminder, and I don't care, they can threaten me like they did AOC, and they threaten anyone. They literally said, if you're telling undocumented immigrants not to cooperate with law enforcement, we will come for you. I'm telling you not to cooperate with law enforcement. You have a constitutional right to remain silent. You have a constitutional right to privacy. You have a constitutional right to due process. You have a right to an attorney. Do not cooperate with law enforcement. You need to know your constitutional rights, whether you're legal or not. You don't need to answer the door. You do not need to answer questions. And you do not need to surrender. Go about your life however you see fit. And I'm not telling you to break the law. Don't break the law. I'm not telling you to deliberately break the law. I'm just telling you, you have constitutional rights. And you do not need to run to a police department and surrender yourself. Go about your life, do your job, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, whatever your life consists of, right? And make sure you know your 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 14th Amendment right.
I remember when the president called me and said, I remember he called me when he brought me, this is the second time I came out of retirement for this man. So he called me.
Limoncello says, Adam, how do we become a tadpole? So Limoncello, you don't have to become a tadpole. You can be a tadpole, which is the lowest tier. You can become a Muppet Masher, which is the middle tier. And you can become a mastermind of Muppetry, depending on what you can afford and what you would like to support me with. Obviously, we're trying to get to 1,000 members. The more people that become members, the better. Go to youtube.com, go to my channel, and hit join. You know, and then you'll see a little join button. Just click that join button and become a member that way.
I remember I was the first guy he called, and he says, okay, this is how the phone call went. I picked up one, I see.
It should be on the front of my page. I know you can do it through your browser. I know some people say they can do it through their app. It just depends. I don't know exactly, but I do know 100% you can do it just by going to youtube.com, type in Adamcrai, one word, go to the front of my page, and you will see a little thing that says join, and then you can become a member of the channel. Hunter, thank you for the $5, says, for being a light in these dark times. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you for supporting, and I appreciate you, Hunter. Seriously, thank you so much. Killer says, Trump says, Horman is central casting. Look it up. It's Homan. I don't know what that's about, if that was deliberate or not. And central casting, Jesus Christ.
He POTUS on my cell phone, so I know it was
central casting for what? The mantle? To decorate the fucking fireplace? For a funeral home? I mean, we got to be specific here.
Trump.
Wicked Girl says, I'm starting to love Substack. Yes, Substack is great. And I plan on... The thing I love about Substack is we're building such a community on Substack that when we get to a certain point, I want to try and host my own protest. So when we get to like a certain amount of followers on Substack, I want to actually host my own protest in a location and try and get everybody we can to go. So we can all march down as a community like we do with 5051.
He says, all right, Dom, You've been bitching about it 4 years. You want to come fix it? And I didn't hesitate. I said, I'll come back and I'll do it for free. I'm so pissed off. You don't have to pay me.
Well, I hope you guys are enjoying my Substack content. I put a lot of work into it. I'm sorry my newsletter was not released this morning. I do as much as I can parenting simultaneously. Obviously, I have obligations in real life, but I should have the newsletter out in the next 24 hours or so. But I do hope you guys are enjoying all of my written content. I'm really active on Substack. So for those of you that are subscribers on Substack, I hope you're enjoying it.
And look, in less than a month, illegal crossings down 95%. ICE has arrested over 21,000 people in the nation.
How many of those people were deported? 21,000 people arrested.
Over 21,000 people in the nation.
How many people were deported? Corey gifted 5 memberships. Oh, God. Killer Fuzz got a membership. Oh, well, what can you do? Corey with the 5 release. Yes, they are. They have not been deporting people. Some people they arrest, they release. So.
Gotaways. Under President Biden, the gotaways, 2.2 million people crossed the border.
Yes, we've had innocent people sent to Gitmo already. Already we have.
Weren't arrested because of...
Buy a membership. It's very important to buy them. It helps support the channel. You know, especially if you love the content. Jordy, 1994, thank you for becoming a tadpole, Jordy. Appreciate you, buddy.
Border Patrol's too busy making sandwiches, changing diapers, making baby formula, making hospital runs, dealing with humanitarian crisis. 2.2 million people crossed the border and weren't apprehended, weren't fingerprinted. We had about 1,800 a day in 2023. You know how many had yesterday? 48.
Tracy says, I need one, had to choose which to sub to and chose Substack. Tracy, that's perfectly fine. You know, if you can only afford one subscription and you choose Substack, I appreciate it. I do. I very much do. I'm very thankful for everyone who buys a subscription. YouTube and Substack are my main platforms right now. I'm not really focusing on TikTok like I was. So if you're on YouTube, Substack, Patreon is the other one that I do. Patreon. We're about to watch with some members on Patreon that movie The Apprentice. If you guys want to join Patreon, but YouTube and Substack are the platforms I'm really driving right now, and I really appreciate. I have a lot of people that sub on both, and for those people, I am so incredibly grateful. I really am. I hope you know that.
You're talking about 2,000 miles of border and only 48 people escaped, but that's 48 too many. I'm not going to be happy if that number is 0. Now we're getting a question, well, you said you're going to concentrate on public safety threats and national security threats, but you arrested non-criminals. Yeah, damn right we did. Because you're in the country illegally, which happens to be a violation of our law. Entering this country illegally is a crime, and we're not going to forgive it. Into sanctuary cities, game on, because Pam Bondi's back into place. And Cash Patel is back running the FBI. President Trump brought together one hell of a team, and every time I see one of these people get nominated and take their oath for office, I just get that much more excited. I'm afraid I'm going to have a heart attack one of these days because it just keeps getting better. Sanctuary cities are a sanctuary for criminals.
One can only hope.
I've read all these stories this week. Tom Homan insulted AOC. Well, look, it's not an insult if it's true. She says Homan has no game, he has nothing on me. Look, you can claim you're educating people according to their constitutional rights. I think she's a long ways away from being a constitutional scholar myself. Bottom line is, we know what the game is. You can claim you're educating people to the rights, but we know what the end game is. Try to tell people how to invade law enforcement. And we're talking about people who enter the country illegally, which is a crime, committed a...
It's a misdemeanor. Your boss is a felon, creep.
...violent act against a U.S. citizen, were ordered removed by a judge. We got members of Congress saying it's okay to educate them how to invade law enforcement. We're not making this shit up. We're enforcing the laws enacted by Congress.
You absolutely are making it up.
And we're not going to apologize for it. Not under this administration. We got great governors out there. Governor Pritzker, you ain't one of them. I met with Governor DeSantis yesterday.
Yeah, WJB Pritzker in the chat. Big shout out, JB Pritzker. I mean, JB gets a lot of hate because he's incredibly wealthy, successful guy. WJB Pritzker. WJB Pritzker. For all those people that hated on JB Pritzker when I said he would make a good vice president, yeah. What now? JB Pritzker is down. He's down. I love JB Pritzker. He's one of the few wealthy people I actually respect. I have so much respect for JB Pritzker. I have as much respect for JB Pritzker as I do Andy Bashir. And that's saying a lot, because I'm a big supporter of Andy Bashir. Even more so, a supporter of Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly, JB Pritzker, Andy Bashir, love all three of them. Not going to leave AOC and Jasmine Crockett out of this mix of Democrats that I love, because those are my two top favorite. But I just want to say WJB in the chat.
We got great governors out there. Governor Pritzker, you ain't one of them. I met with Governor DeSantis yesterday. No, he's passed one of the strongest state immigration laws in this nation. Do you know it's a crime in the state of Arizona, in the state of Florida? It is a crime to enter the country illegally. He made his own state law. He has passed a law that he will fire any mayor or sheriff that doesn't help ICE enforce immigration law.
WJB Pritzker in the fucking chat, baby. This is why I love JB so much, dude. He's such... JB goes... Like, he's down. Like, he really... I love JB. I do. And he gets a lot of criticism because he's a wealthy guy. And the left just seems to, they don't like people who are wealthy. And I understand that to a certain degree. JB Pritzker is that guy. He's willing to fight. I really respect JB Pritzker. JB Pritzker told Homan to F off.
The men and women of the Border Patrol, I love each and every one of you wearing that green uniform. You're the finest 1% this country has. So look, we're attacking the interior enforcement. For those who don't think those numbers are enough, I don't either. If you haven't seen, I'm happy with the numbers, but I'm not going to be satisfied until every criminal alien gang member...
They're not happy with the numbers, everybody. They're so disappointed. They thought even Fuentes was criticizing the administration. Tom Homan, Trump, saying that not nearly as many people have been deported as they had predicted. They thought that it was going to be this raid on cities, and people like Pritzker stepped up and said, no, that's not happening. They've made it more difficult for them, and that's what we need to do.
Remember, every criminal alien, every trend agua is eradicated from this country and send their ass to Gitmo where they belong.
Yeah, I respect JB. I understand he's wealthy and people criticize him. When I picked him, I had Pritzker. I thought Pritzker, Mark Kelly. Who else did I have? Walls I had on the list. Who else? Does anyone remember who else I had on the list? I had Mark Kelly, Pritzker. I had Walls, obviously, who I think was okay. I don't think he was the best possible option. North Carolina. Who did I have? I can't even remember now.
Damn, I love my job.
Yeah, Shapiro was one. Andy Bashir, that was another one. Bashir, I have a lot of respect for. Shapiro would have been a good one. I think when you look back at it, losing, Pennsylvania going red, being probably the state that was, I think, the deciding factor. I think Shapiro probably was the obvious pick, but they shied away from it because it was supposed to be a campaign about empowering women, but at the same time they were parading Bill Clinton on stage, who has a very suspect relationship when it comes to, being disrespectful sexually with women, right? And not, just has a bad reputation of being a sleazeball. And they paraded him on stage multiple times and then said that Shapiro's NDA, which, by the way, didn't involve him, it was someone else in the office signed an NDA, would be a detrimental factor. And that when you run a campaign about empowering women, you can't have an NDA as a part of that campaign. Let me tell you right now, Shapiro's approval rating would have won them Pennsylvania. I believe that confidently. I really do. I think they fucked up there. Jordy, 1994, thank you for the $2, says, I think the dream team for 2028 is Walz and JD. You mean JB? I don't think Walz should. You want Walz to run for president? I'm going to pass. Some of you might disagree with me on that. I'm going to pass. I don't see Walz in that position. I'm leaning much more towards Pete Buttigieg. I think we need to stop leaning away from the fact that Pete Buttigieg is gay. He's the most qualified person. I think one of the most qualified, totally capable of winning. And I think the left needs to start leaning into being the left. Right? We can't say that it's not bad to be gay and then say, oh, we're scared to put someone in there who's gay because they're gay and they might not win an election. We got to be the left. And we should mock Republicans who make it a big deal. It's not a big deal. I'm going Pete Buttigieg. I don't even know that AOC's out of that conversation yet either. I would like to see Jasmine Crockett as speaker. Natasha, thank you for the $1.99, Natasha. I'm going to say no on Walz. Give me a Buttigieg Crockett ticket, and we're winning that fucking election. Give me Buttigieg Crockett. Give me Buttigieg AOC right now. And we're kicking their ass. Give me Buttigieg Crockett. Give me Buttigieg AOC. I want a woman on that ticket. Don't give me two men. Not interested. I want a woman on that ticket. Give me AOC. Give me Jasmine Crockett. Give me a woman. Don't put two men on that ticket. I won't support it. I want a woman on that ticket. Top of the ticket, bottom of the ticket, that's up to you. I want a woman on that ticket. I don't want to shy away from the fact that Harris lost this election and that women can't win elections, because they can with the right amount of support. Give me a Buttigieg Crockett ticket and we're winning that election. And by the way, significantly younger is going to be a major factor to who wins this election. The American people are tired of voting for people who are in their 80s. Killer, thank you for the $1.99. Secretary of Treasury and Grinnell are both gay from Kevin. That's not the point. That's not the point. The issue is that there are people, both left and right, in the Democratic Party that believe that we're not ready for a gay president. And I disagree. I think that the fact that we shy away and play defense so much about people being gay is what makes it significant. We need to lean into it. So what that he's gay? And your point? We love that he's gay. Being gay is normal. Being gay is cool. Being gay is being okay. And stop trying to go on the defensive about being gay. That's the problem. Democrats play defense far too often. We need to play more offense. Drive it down their throat. Yeah, he's gay. Now what? Now what? So what? That's all you got? That he's gay? That's all you got? And then sprinkle a little Jasmine Crockett in there. She'll eat their ass up.
We got, and look, I already said we got the border locked down, crossing down 95%. We've already arrested 21, just above 21,000. And we're going to double the workforce. We're going to add more. We're going to add more targeting. We're going to add more teams. God bless the men and women of ICE. God bless all the DOJ components are with us. We've got U.S. Marshals, DEA.
Well, when I say play defense, I guess a better description would be we play scared, right? So I've been asked this question multiple times. Democrats come up to me, Adam, do you think I love Buttigieg? So they'll say. And they'll say, do you think that we should worry about the fact that he's gay? Maybe the country's not ready for that. What? No, that's the problem. We go in there fully confident, yes, Pete Buttigieg is gay. So what? Do you want to hear his policies now? Are you done with fascism? Because I promise you, Pete Buttigieg being gay will affect you 0% during his 4-year term.
FBI.
Charcity, thank you for the $5 donation. Appreciate you. We didn't reach the goal. We only got 2 of the 10. Said we need people who don't want to keep things the same. We need progression and future insight. We need actual progressivism. Yes, 100%. We need actual progressives. And by the way, Jasmine Crockett is down also and is willing to fight.
Yeah, all these fine agencies helping us. And what's great about it, when we went to Chicago, Mayor of Chicago said I wasn't welcome in Chicago. Guess where the first place I went was? Chicago. But having DEA and FBI there and ATF was great. We found an illegal alien with a gun. ATF does a criminal charge. We found an illegal alien with drugs. We prosecuted that crime. So we're prosecuting these people before we deport them, and that's exactly what we should be doing. We're going to make this country safe again.
It's already the safest country.
The third rail, when President Trump told me, he said, Tolman, secure the border, run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen, and find over 300,000 missing children that were sex trafficked or forced labor trafficked in this country. And we're looking for them. And we're going to save children. All these bad stories about Trump, Holman, you're racist, you're a white nationalist, you're a mean person. Okay, I'll take that. Because you know what Holman's doing? I'm working for the greatest president of my lifetime, and we're going to save lives. Because when 95% less people are coming across the border, how many women ain't being raped? How many Americans aren't dying from fentanyl overdoses? How many no-suspected terrorists aren't getting in the country? How many women and children aren't sex trafficked in this country when you have a border lockdown? We're saving lives.
To the person who recommended Bernie, hard pass. Hard pass. Bernie is too old. I'm done. Bernie's not. I love that Bernie is saying what he's saying. Bernie needs to fight over these next 4 years. His role is important. I do not want Bernie running for president again. Okay? We need new, fresh, younger progressives, and we need to ride that. This is the new Democratic Party. We need to change. We need to represent a new Democratic Party this coming election, even during the midterms. We need to show ourselves as something different. Don't give me Bernie again, and do not give me Harris again, even. I'm not interested. I want new, younger, fresh, haven't run before candidates, progressives, true progressives to their core. We need to redefine ourselves. Yeah, we are the left. We're the left you accuse us of being. Yeah, we are the actual left. Look the fuck out. We're the left you're afraid of. We're the actual progressive left. Here's Jasmine Crockett and Pete Buttigieg. I'd even be okay with Jasmine Crockett atop of that ticket. Give me AOC atop of that ticket and give me Buttigieg as the running mate. Give me a progressive ticket. And if we give them the right amount of support and we get these establishment Democrats out of the way and their fucking defensive strategy, oh, we got to go on the defense, make sure we placate to the middle, make sure we placate to the right. Fuck that. We're done with that. Those days are over. And by the way, I will not support a party that does that again. I'm not going to be a loser twice. So we need to start supporting these younger, fiery, progressive politicians, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Pete Buttigieg.
That's right. Stand up. President Trump's getting ready to come on stage. I got another message to the criminal cartels of Mexico. At the RNC, I said a speech. I said two things.
Give me that fucking Bernie shit again. I'm done with that bullshit. It's time to take a step forward now. And look, the sad part is, I don't know if Democrats are willing to do that. They passed over AOC for the chair. I don't know if Democrats are willing to take that step forward. And if they're not, you will not see me as a part of their campaign in 2028. Adamcrai will not be a part of their bullshit. I will be not a part of it. Because I'm not doing it again. I'm not going against what I believe in to take the lesser of two evils again. Adamcrai will not be a part of their campaign. I will not work for them. I busted my ass to make sure Harris got elected. I hosted lives daily with between 4,000 and 5,000 concurrent viewers. I had many lives that hit 100,000 views, 80,000 views, 70,000 views. I was touching people. I'm not doing it again. So put the right candidate in there or you will not have me. I will not be there. And that's a promise. And you better have a woman as a part of that ticket. Don't give me two white guys. Don't give me two guys.
At the speech, if you're in the country legally, you better start packing now. We're keeping that promise. The other thing I said on stage at the RNC, that President Trump is going to designate the criminal cartels of Mexico as a terrorist organization. He's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. After I said that, of course, I got numerous death threats. They've doubled the size of my security detail because all the cartels want to take Homa now. Well, I'll tell you what, come get some.
So scary. The cartels are not coming for you, dude. They don't give a fuck about you.
I got numerous death threats. They've doubled the size of my security detail because all the cartels want to take Homa now. Well, I'll tell you what, come get some.
Oh, shut up, dude. Guys, I would appreciate contributing to the gifting goal. If we could please complete this gifting goal, I would appreciate it.
You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. You are now a terrorist organization. So word out to anybody that assists them, anybody that sells their drugs on the street, anybody that assists these cartels in any way, you are helping a terrorist organization.
Adamcrai be running in 2028. You got my vote. No, Ed, I probably will never run for president. I don't have that kind of sway, but I am definitely going to be running for elected politics at some point in the future. I don't know how soon. When the time is right, I'm going to do it, but I promise you, you will see me in elected politics. I'm going to attempt to be in elected politics at some point in my life here coming up. So I do hope people support me, but I would never run for president or anything. I would never have a shot. And I'm not going to be one of those internet grifters that pretend they're running for president. Remember all those people on the internet? I'm running for president. Call me President this. Remember those fucking Muppets? Right? Where are they now? They weren't even on every state's ballot. It was a fucking grift. Sheila, thank you for the $4.99, says, I don't think my last one went through. Good morning. Good morning, Sheila. Thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate you so much. Charcity, thank you for being a great supporter. Said contribute to the gifting goal if you think this guy is a too old whiny dude, bro. Appreciate that, Charcity. Corey, thank you for the $5. Appreciate all of you. 3 of 10 on the gifting goal. Let's see if we can get 7 more.
And the weight of the world's coming down on you.
Sam said, who's going to tell him that white supremacists are a bigger threat? And that's according to the FBI, Sam.
I read a story last night, the police commissioner of Boston. You said you doubled down on not helping the law enforcement officers of ICE. I'm coming to Boston. I'm bringing hell with me. I looked at the numbers this morning. I stopped counting at 9. 9 child rapists that were in jail in Massachusetts. But rather than honoring an ICE detainer, released them back into the street. You're not a police commissioner. Take that badge off your chest, put it in the desk drawer, because you became a politician. You forgot what it's like to be a cop. And guess what? The men and women of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, they found those predators, and they're locked back up, and we're going to deport them from the United States.
Laura, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Says AOC and Pete 2028. I would ride for that ticket hard as hell. I would ride for that ticket hard as hell. Give me that ticket, please. Give me that ticket.
To the men and women of ICE, the agency I used to run, I was the first ICE director that actually came up through the ranks. For the 20,000 men and women that work for me, I never asked them to do anything I didn't do myself. What I've done recently, I brought a bunch of badass old school boys back. I got a guy named Mark Hall. Mark Hall went through the Border Patrol Academy in 1984. I said, Mark, you ready to come back and make a difference? He dropped everything he did to come back. I'm bringing a bunch of old school people back to show the young folk how we did it and how we're going to do it. And like I said, I want to leave you with this. I said I got 45 minutes left. Look, if Congressman J. Paul...
He's underperforming. I don't even know how long he's going to last. They have not deported nearly as many people as they have wanted to. They've done a shitty job. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And by the way, it's costing the American taxpayer billions of dollars. Billions. Guys, everyone hit the thumbs up. Let's please complete this gifting goal. It helps push the live too. It's very important.
Couldn't gavel me to shut up. No one on this building is going to get me off the stage until I'm ready to get off the stage. Now they turned the time red. I guess that's a warning. Look, here's what I'm going to say. And I hope you agree with me. If you agree with me, will you please stand up and let him know, because he's listening right now. The greatest president in my lifetime is back in the Oval Office. He's going to make America great again. He's going to make America healthy again. He's going to make America safe again. You got it. President Trump, God bless you. I'm proud to be back, and I'm not leaving until we fix this shit.
All right, are you motivated?
You can save hundreds with
Liberty Mutual. Are you motivated to hate innocent people yet? Ridiculous. All right, and this was Trump's yesterday.
Thank you very much.
Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not going to watch this whole thing. We're going to skip through it. If you guys are wondering what we're doing right now, if you're just joining, we are watching the Cpac. We are watching the Cpac event. Jessica, thank you for the $4.99. Says I got you, boo. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate you so much, Jessica. Thank you. We are 5 away from finishing the goal. It'd be nice if we finish the goal.
Thank you. Thank you. And a very special hello to Cpac. It's been a long time. We've loved being back, and it's hotter than ever. This place is packed. You got to see outside. They can't.
Is it just me, or does he look significantly older? Like, look at him. He looks old.
Thank you. And a very.
Look at him. He looks old. I'm sorry. He looks old. Daniel, you can just skip forward, guys. If you're behind on the live, you can literally just skip to watching it live and watch the replay later. Although the replays will not be public soon. Pretty soon the replays are going to be for YouTube members, Muppet Masher and above, and Patreon members. It's not going to be for just anybody, right? So if you're on Patreon, you're going to get access to these replays. So you can watch them when you're falling asleep or watch them if you miss them, whatever. And if you are a YouTube member, Muppet Masher, or Mastermind of Muppetry, you're going to get access to the replays. Michelle's on. Thank you for the $4.99. What time is morning coffee tomorrow? So morning coffee tomorrow is roughly 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on Substack. Once we do that for about 2 hours on Substack. We catch up on what the politics are, and then we come over to YouTube. We do a YouTube live for about roughly 2 hours or so. We go eat lunch, and then I come back on at night for about 3 hours or so. So a lot of streaming. It starts with Substack in the morning, and then we go over to YouTube.
Special hello to Cpac. It's been a long time. We've loved being back, and it's hotter than ever. This place is packed. You got to see outside. They don't know what's happening. They have no idea what's happening. And a friend is here from
Tracy. I literally just said I do Substack first thing in the morning, Monday through Friday. I put out shitloads of content on Substack, written content, news. I do updates all day. I'm putting out nonstop notes. They call them on Substack all day. I do a newsletter once a week on Substack. And I go live every single morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on Substack. Then once we're done with Substack, we go over to YouTube. I do both. It all starts on Substack. We gather on Substack, and then we move over to YouTube.
Argentina, and a friend is here from Poland. Stand up. Great job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the nation's capital, where our movement is thriving, fighting, winning, and dominating Washington like never before. Nobody's ever seen anything like this before. They used to have a little smaller crowds here. It's a little bigger. The fraudsters, liars, cheaters, globalists, and deep state bureaucrats are being sent packing. The illegal alien criminals are being sent home. We're draining the swamp, and we're restoring government by the people, for the people. For years, Washington was controlled by a sinister group of radical left Marxists, warmongers, and corrupt special interests who drained our wealth, attacked our liberties, obliterated our borders, and sucked our country dry. Not any longer. But on November 5th, we stood up.
Hey, let me thank this person here. E.E. Green, great supporter. E.E. Green 01, great supporter. Thank you for the $4.99. Says, thank you for being on YouTube today, Adam. I always appreciate you. So I don't normally go live on YouTube or anywhere on Sunday. That's normally the day I take off, but I really can't. I feel uncomfortable if I don't give you guys content, so that's why I'm here. I'm trying to, do some Cpac coverage. We got a lot of stuff to cover this week. We got so much content. It's going to take hours. We're probably going to be live 5-6 hours tomorrow because we have so much content to cover. So we're getting a head start on it, and I feel guilty without giving you guys content, so I try and do that every day. Thank you for E.E. Green for the $4.99 super chat. Guys, we need 3 more super chats to complete the goal.
To all the corrupt forces that were destroying America. We took away their power.
Does he not look significantly older? You know, I said I thought he would last 4 years. He looks significantly older. Ed says, are you religious? Ed, I am not. I am not. I'm agnostic. I don't have anything against religion. I don't care if you are religious. I don't care if you are Christian or Catholic. But for me personally, I have a big problem with Republicans trying to push their Christianity onto our children. So I'm kind of anti-Christian nationalism at this point.
We took away their confidence. They lost their confidence. You know, do you ever watch? They lost their confidence. Oh, it's so nice to watch. And we took back our country. And we must be doing something right because we've got the highest poll numbers that I've ever had and that any Republican president has ever had.
Not true. Not true. These are not the highest poll numbers. Not sure why the news is reporting that. Not sure why he's saying that. That is not true whatsoever. These people don't know how to read polls.
And our approval rating is now the highest ever across all demographics. Rasmussen just came out at 56%. Insider advantage
56 still would not be your highest.
56. RMG research 57%. And
closer.
We have many polls in the mid 60s, one at 71%.
That's total 71%. Is there all right, we'll do a poll on this one.
We like that 71. And according to YouGov, a big deal, 70% of Americans believe that what we are doing is right and we are keeping our promises. That's all we're doing, when you think, is keeping our promises. That's all we had to do. And their promises weren't worthwhile to go and vote for. They loved men playing in women's sports, open borders, little things like that. But don't tell them. Don't tell them. Keep it quiet. We'll tell them about a week before the next election.
There's no way his approval is at 71%, dude. That you have to be an idiot to believe that. Dre says his false teeth keep falling out. I'm sure they do. Thank you, Dre, for the $5. Laura, thank you. The polls look bad for him. He's delusional. They're definitely not 71%. That I can guarantee you.
Now keep it quiet. Let them think it's a great thing what they're doing. You saw Maine yesterday, right? The governor of Maine. She's fighting.
We have to do this. We have to play that after this.
To keep men in women's sports. You ever see what happens to a woman when a woman boxes a man who transitioned to womanhood? Did you ever see what happens? It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Let her do that fight. Let them all do that fight. Because I think that's about a 90-10 issue, and I can't figure out who the 10% are. Nobody can. So today I want to say thank you to all of the incredible patriots of Cpac and all of the incredible patriots in our country. 77 million, and it's actually much more than that because despite that, they cheated like hell. It was just too big to rig. It was too big to rig. 77 million. Remember, you used to go, I said, look, we're leading in the polls by a lot. Don't believe the polls. Just go and vote. You got to vote. We're going to make it too big to rig. And they tried. But it was too big to rig. One of the great statements. We love it. Because everybody went and voted.
One of the great statements that you made. Like, you made the statement. What do you mean? One of the great statements. He literally came up with it.
We fought through hell together. But in the end, we achieved the great liberation of America. We're liberating our country right now. We're doing all these things that you're reading about.
Yes, every time I think about the Trump administration, I compare it to storming the beaches of Normandy.
But we're liberating our country. I first spoke to this gathering 14 years ago, and I won your straw poll. I didn't know anything about a straw poll. They took this big straw poll, and I won by like 27 points. And I figured, that's good. Maybe I should keep doing it. And I did. And I became president. Isn't that great? Who would think? Who would think? But he became president, too. He's a MAGA guy, too. Make Argentina great again, right? Make Argentina great again. I kept hearing about this man. In beautiful Argentina, and it is beautiful, but boy, did it have inflation. Inflation made it less beautiful. I hear you're doing fantastically. We're very proud of you, actually.
Hey, we completed the gifting goal. Hold on, I didn't see that. We did it. Laura, the polls look bad for him. I think we did it. Yeah, we did it. Thank you, everyone, for completing that gifting goal. Appreciate you.
And
hold on one second, everyone.
Make Argentina great again. Thank you very much. Great honor to have you.
Guys, by the way, share this live out on your Facebooks, your platforms, your Blue Skies, all that.
But now it's my honor to address you for the first time as your 47th President of the United States. Great honor. I want to begin by thanking Matt and Mercedes Schlapp for the incredible job they do, and everyone they put together. They put together an amazing team, the American Conservative Union, for organizing this event. You have some big players here. Senator Ted Cruz, Eric Schmidt, Jim Banks of Indiana. Where's Eric? Where is Eric? Is it? Hello, Eric. You can see Eric anywhere. If he's right in the back of the room, he stands up. They're all good. These are great people. Representatives Riley Moore, James Comer, Harriet Hagerman, Byron Donalds. Our great Attorney General, she's going to be great, Pam Bondi. Where's Pam? I don't know where she is. So many people. Secretary Doug Burgum. Secretary Chris Wright. Oh, he's going to get that energy out of the ground. Secretary Scott Turner. Our next ambassador to the United Nations, Elise Stefanik, who just gave a great speech, by the way.
You know what's crazy, right? No one ever talks about the rug pull. Both Donald Trump and Melania Trump did a rug pull. Both of them. They did a Bitcoin rug pull. Nobody talks about it. How come no one talks about their fucking scams? Yeah, I'm over on YouTube, everybody.
A very good friend of mine, is this guy central casting, though? Tom Homan. Is he central casting? Where is it? Hello, Tom. I love that. How could I love a guy like that? But I do. He's doing a great job. Thank you, Tom, very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Arkansas Governor.
On, he did say Tom Homan is central casting? He said Tom Homan is central he did! Someone in the chat said this earlier. Someone on YouTube said this earlier. Tom Homan is central casting? He looks like he's close to the mantle. Holy shit. He said Tom Homan is central casting? Oh my God. That proves he's a liar right there, everyone.
Governor Sarah Sanders. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. And Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday. I love that name. We're also honored to be joined by President Duda of Poland, who's a fantastic man and a great friend of mine. And we got 84% of the Polish people that voted for us, so you must be doing something right, huh? Hanging out with Trump. And again, President Milei of Argentina, thank you very much.
Lisa Renee, thank you for becoming a Muppet Masher, Lisa. Thank you for becoming a Muppet Masher, Lisa. He's basically saying that he's a handsome actor, Meg.
Thank you very much. What a great guy. And the Prime Minister of Slovakia, Robert Fico. Robert. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Nice to see you. The leader of the UK Reform Party, who, by the way, did really well in that last election. I've been his friend for a long time, and I wasn't sure, am I supposed to be his friend or not? But it never mattered to me if he did well or not. I always liked him, but it's easier to like him when he got the kind of votes he got. He really took it by storm, and they say he's going to do even better this time. Nigel Farage. Where is Nigel? Thank you, Nigel. Thank you. What a great guy. The leader of Spain's Vox Party, Santiago Obiscal. Thank you, Santiago. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thought that was you. Thank you very much. Great job you're doing. And a friend of mine, Eduardo Bolsonaro of Brazil, the Chamber of Deputies. Thank you. Thank you. Say hello to your father. Thank you very much. Great family. Great gentleman and your great family. And our great First Lady, Melania, is watching us right now on television. So give her a hand. Give her a hand. Whoa.
Killer Fuzz said it, then it doesn't count.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wiley Coyote, thank you for joining the Muppet Mashers, Wiley Coyote.
Oh, she's going to be happy. That's so nice. We love our First Lady.
My Subway? I'm not eating Subway. I was talking about Substack, the app.
Everybody does. With the help of so many incredible supporters here today, we're going to forge a new and lasting political majority that will drive American politics for generations to come. I think we're going to do fantastically well in the midterms. You know, in theory, the one that wins the presidency does not do well in the midterms, but I think this is going to be a change. We're at a...
Holy shit. Wiley Coyote just gifted 10 memberships on YouTube. Wiley Coyote just gifted 10 memberships on YouTube. I'm not reading all of those. So, guys, look at the chat. You probably just got gifted a membership. Stephanie Hunter, Minty, Jonathan Jin, Britt, Rye, Mel's, Jack, Shelly, M. Shell, Cam, Peppermint, Petty. You all just got gifted memberships over on YouTube for just being in the chat.
The level... I don't think we've been at this level maybe ever as the Republican Party. We're a bigger, better, stronger party than ever before. More people in our party than ever before.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, if you're anti-fascist, then you're anti-POC governments.
What?
You know the Phalangist movement?
If you're
the Chilean movement?
Do you know what fascism is?
Yeah, I know what fascism is.
All right, what is it?
Nationalized economies, nationalized military, self-sustaining economy, like shit like that.
No, you don't know what fascism is.
I do know what fascism is.
So,
You don't know what fascism is.
no, you don't. What? Name five. Give me 5 tenets of fascism.
You're obsessed with the authoritarian.
Give me 5. You can't even pronounce authoritarian. Give me 5 tenets of fascism. Go.
Nationalized economies, nationalized
Wrong.
corporations.
So here's where you're. Listen, you're out of your league, right? And you're ugly, by the way, too. I hope that's not you and your people. No, yeah, I'm sure. But listen, you're an ugly guy. Listen, you're an ugly guy. Listen, you're an ugly guy, right? And it's okay. Listen, I do have kids, you muppet.
I have two. You have
Hey, that's good. I don't have kids. Think what you want to think, but you're ugly. Listen, you're ugly. You're ugly. Listen, and by the way, you're a stupid fucking Republican, right? So
I'm not a Republican.
I don't care what are you?
I'm Native American, bro.
I don't give. What does that have to do with your political ideology, Muppet?
Fascism would work great in the fucking reservation.
You don't know what fascism is.
I do know what fascism is.
All right, what is it? Give me 5 tenets of fascism.
Do you know
Go.
what the Phalanges
Give me
movement is?
5 tenets
Do
of
you know what the
fascism.
Phalanges
Give me
movement
5
is?
tenets.
Do you know
Go.
what the Phalanges
Give me
movement is?
5 tenets.
Do you know what the
Give me
Phalanges
5
movement
tenets.
is?
Go.
Do
You
know
said
what
you're
the
talking about.
Phalanges movement
God, that
is?
has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Give me
It
5
does,
tenets.
because quite literally that is-
Shut the
that is
fuck
fucking-
up. You don't know what fascism is, right?
That is fascism. You're
What's
obsessed
fascism?
with
What's fascism?
You're just obsessed
What's
with
fascism?
people overlooking
What's
you.
fascism?
There's no
What's
one looking at you.
fascism?
Fascism is America, bro.
You don't know, you stupid fuck. Jesus Christ. Imagine coming in to debate fascism. You don't know what the fuck it is. Nationalized economy. That was his answer. Jesus Christ. What an absolute goof. Doesn't know what fascism is. I mean, you gotta be... literally, if your answer is nationalized economy, go back to school. Go back to school, my guy.
But the people have given us a resounding mandate for dramatic change in Washington, and we are going to deliver it. We're going to use it, and we're going to make America great again by using it. So it's going to be something.
Guys, I'm over on YouTube. Yeah, come over to YouTube. And you got to be stupid if you don't know what fascism is and you're arguing what fascism is.
But think of it, at the presidential level, we won the...
Listen, MAGA, you don't know what fascism is. You can't debate me on fascism because you don't know what it is. Okay? You don't know what the fuck it is. All right? You have zero clue what it is. Zero clue. All right? You're not bright. You're not smart enough to have these conversations. You have zero. This guy's answer was nationalized economy. Do you realize how stupid of an answer that is? Nationalized economy? Do you realize how stupid of an answer that is? Nationalized economy? Nationalized economy was his answer. I asked him what fascism was, and he said, nationalized economy. Literally, that's the dumbest answer I've ever gotten in my life. Holy shit, dude. Nationalized economy. Nationalized economy. Bro, that's literally the dumbest answer anyone's ever given. Listen, I've been debating for a long time, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, Red Man, if you're still in here, that's the dumbest fucking answer anyone's ever given. Nationalized economy. Nationalized economy. Oh, God. Nationalized economy. Oh, my God. It's the dumbest answer anyone's ever given me. Oh, God. I so miss dunking on you fucking Muppets, dude. Nationalized economy is the most hilarious answer anyone's ever given me in my life. What is fascism? Nationalized economy. Oh, God. Tell me you don't know what fascism is without telling me you don't know what fascism is. It's a nationalized economy. Oh, God, you make my stomach hurt, bro. You literally make my fucking stomach hurt. That's some funny shit, dude. Listen, guys, I'm over on YouTube watching Cpac. Come over to YouTube. We're watching Cpac. I just came on here to embarrass that Muppet. You know what I'm saying? Come over to YouTube, everyone. That guy said, you don't have any kids. What? He said, that's why you don't have any kids. I do have kids, you goofball. Come over to YouTube, Sue. All you got to do is come over to YouTube and watch me on YouTube. I'm there right now. I'm live right now. Will you be debating on YouTube? Yes. Yeah, we're waiting to take calls. Dude, nationalized economy is literally the funniest answer anyone's ever given me. Nationalized economy. Oh my God, it's one of the funniest things anyone's ever said, dude. I swear to God, I've heard a lot of dumb shit over the years, you know? I've heard a lot of dumb shit. Nationalized economy has got to be one of the dumbest things anyone's ever said to me. Oh, God, that's funny. All right, guys. I'm over on YouTube. Make sure you head over to YouTube. We're reacting to Cpac right now. Check it out. Come over to YouTube. Love you. I will be popping my head on here occasionally to fucking embarrass these Muppets that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I am on YouTube. Follow me over there. All right, sweet peas. See you there. Bro, that's some funny shit, dude. And what's fascism? A nationalized economy.
Popular vote.
Oh, God, man. That's one of that you might as well just say, it's less embarrassing to say, I don't know. You know what I mean? Just say, I don't know. I don't know what fascism is. I'm an idiot. Amasloth, thank you so much for becoming a Muppet Masher, Amasloth. Appreciate you, Amasloth. I don't. The guy said that if you are anti-fascist, you are anti-POC government. Do you know that a tenet of fascism is having a disdain for human rights, mutually agreed upon, by the way, by every single person that's ever defined it? That every fascist movement has a disdain for human rights. Every single one.
By millions and millions of votes, we swept all 7 swing states: Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, all by great margins. We won 85% of all of the counties in America. That means that map was red. Did you ever see the map? Did you see the certified map? Where is it? I want to see a certified map. It's all red. You can hardly find the blue. Think of this. They won 525 counties, and we won 2,600 counties. It's the biggest margin ever recorded. And incredibly, for the first time ever, all 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party. It's never happened before. So it was indeed too big to rig. We won the largest number of African American votes in Republican history, by far. We won the largest number of Hispanic American votes, any Republican ever. Hispanic Americans, we love you. The energy, the brilliance of Hispanic Americans. We won all of the cities and towns.
So, I really can't wait to go to war with these guys.
Along the Texas border, whereas before Iran, we won none. We never used to win any. I got a call from our great governor of Texas who said, President, you just won every single town along the Texas border to Mexico. I said, oh, is that good? He said, it hasn't happened since Reconstruction. I said, define Reconstruction for me. He said, that means essentially the Civil War. That's a long time. But that was when I first heard about it, actually. Our party has become the proud voice of hardworking citizens.
Is that kind of crazy that I can't wait to finally have a serious conflict with these guys? Like, I am so over arguing their idiotic talking points. Like, I'm so beyond done arguing with their stupid ass talking points. Like, put up or shut up. You know what I mean? You fucking cowards.
Of every race, religion, color, and creed. And I think one of the main reasons, not that we're conservative or not that we're anything else, we are the party of common sense. It's about common sense, right? It's all about common sense.
And by the way, something that's not being discussed enough, right, is that these guys are not talking like they're gonna relinquish power. These guys are not giving it back. They're not giving it back to us. They're going to keep it. They're going to hold on to it. They're not giving us the power back. They're going to hold on to it. Whether it's through eliminating constitutional amendments, whatever it is, they are not going to give it back. So I'll say one thing, right?
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Ray, and I'm putting together a special team. We're going to be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis. My name is Lieutenant Aldo Ray, and I'm putting together a special team. We're going to be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis. My name is Lieutenant Aldo Ray, and I'm putting together a special team. We're going to be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis. My name is Lieutenant
Let's
Aldo
go.
Ray.
That's what I need. Princess, thank you for the $1.99, says Adam, debate team captain. Well, I was on debate team, but that was a long time ago.
Over the past month, we've confirmed an all-star team of warriors, patriots, visionaries, and put the America First agenda into action. I see Doug Burgum sitting right over there. I tell you, he was so good. I looked at him. I said, I got to have him here. I got to have him. He was a great governor. He's involved with a little thing called energy. He's got the Department of Interior, and Chris Wright has the Department of Energy. So Chris has no energy, and Doug has all of the energy. Chris has more interior, but he doesn't have. So I merged them. So now you have an energy guy, and you have the guy with all the energy, and you're going to drill, baby drill, aren't you, huh? Drill, baby, drill. And Catherine, stand up. His wife is incredible. She is such an incredible woman. Incredible woman. You got very lucky, Doug. It's good to be successful, isn't it, Doug?
Yeah, thank you to everyone who contributed to the gifting goal. Appreciate you. Does martial law mean we can't leave? Essentially, but it more or less suspends the Constitution.
She's an incredible woman. He's an incredible guy. In addition to the great cabinet secretaries we have here today, we confirm Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth to end the woke insanity and rebuild our military. Pete is fantastic. Thank you. To stop the weaponization of federal law enforcement, I know about that, I think, better than any human being on earth. This week, we swore in a new director of the FBI, somebody that everybody wanted, Kash Patel. Kash is great. He's a popular guy. He went through with the blessing of a lot of good people, too. I'll tell you, it was great. To end the politicalization of our intelligence agencies, we confirmed Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who is something very respected, highly respected. And to make America healthy again, we confirmed Secretary of Health and Human Services. And to make America healthy again, we confirmed Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. Great guy. We need him. We need him. You know, there's a number on autism as an example with children, autism. And you go back 15 years, it was from 10 to 20,000. You had like 1 in 10 to 20,000. Some say 10, some say 20, but it was in that vicinity. That's a big vicinity. Now it's 1 in 36 babies have autism. 1 in 36. Think it was 1 in probably.
This is where critical analysis comes into play here.
Probably 20,000 people. Now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong.
You think it's because we have like advanced studies and information, scientific data, right? Medical data, and we can diagnose more people who may have went undiagnosed in previous years? Do you think it's beyond that complicated? This is how dumb this guy is.
Wrong. Something's wrong, and Bobby is going to...
We have more data. We're able to diagnose people better, right? We have more scientific data that we didn't have previously. So we're more capable of diagnosing people than we were in previous years. This is not complicated. How many people do you think had autism in previous years that went undiagnosed? Seriously, think about it. Many. A lot.
To find it. Working with Dr. Oz, by the way. Working with Dr. Oz. Together, we've achieved more in 4 weeks than most administrations achieve in 4 years. We made
disgusting, dude.
A lot of progress. I heard O'Reilly.
That is the reason, Killer Fuzz. Do you think more people die from diseases that we weren't aware of now than they had in previous years because we have more scientific data on those particular diseases? This is not complicated. This is like not hard to figure out. If you don't understand this, I hate to say it, you're dumb.
Last night say Donald Trump for the first 4 weeks is the greatest president ever in the history of our country. That was O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is all right. You know who he said second was? George Washington. That's not bad. I beat George Washington. I love beating George Washington. Thank you, Bill. On our first day in office, we declared a national emergency at our southern border. After years of politicians using our military to defend foreign borders while leaving our country defenseless and helpless, we deployed a group of people, active duty troops, to defend our border and repel the invasion of our country. This was an invasion. You know, we had a great first term, a really great first term, and I called it an invasion. And we had great numbers, but now we have the best numbers we've ever had. We've never had numbers like this. We've done it all in 4 weeks. Think of it. That was Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, the whole group. On day one, I ended catch and release. I reinstated remain in Mexico, and I signed an order that will end birthright citizenship for the children of illegal aliens. Because it wasn't meant for these children. It wasn't meant for people that escaped or invaded, came into our country illegally. It was meant for the children of slaves. Because when it was done, many, many years ago, it was during a very tough period in this country's history, and that was meant for the children of slaves. I wish people would understand. You want to have a hybrid, you get it. The only thing you can't do is a hydrogen-powered car. You know why? They said it really works great, but when...
Is it just me, or does he look significantly older? He looks old. Like, he looks significantly older than he did just a few short years ago. He looks old, dude. And I'm not just saying that. He looks old. He looks bad.
When it doesn't work, you never find the body. It's a bad... That's a bad sign. You know, when it doesn't work, they found the body on a tree about 250 yards up the road. It's seriously bad. So we'll leave hydrogen out of it for a little while, I think, or maybe permanently. I'd say permanently.
Let's see if we can find the clip of Trump. I think it was Maine. This is what I mean, right? Watch this.
The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics.
She stood up to him, though.
CAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine? Well, are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title.
See if this was.
$7 million U.S. businesses.
This is the biggest issue going on right now, this Ukraine stuff. All right, everyone. I'm going to hop off for a little bit. Might come on live a little bit later. I don't know. Do you guys want me to come back on later? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I'm up or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Are you going to be here later? Do you want to come on later? Do you want to do a live later? What do you want to do? How late are you up that you're willing to actually do a live? Tell me, chat. I have to do something really quick. I have to go and do something I have to do some parenting stuff, and then I'm going to come back. If you guys want to do a late night live, we can do it. Let's do it. You want to do it? I'm willing to come back. If we get enough yeses in the chat, I'll do it. I'm up till midnight, 1 a.m., yeah. Yeah, so it would be like 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Central, something like that. I'll send a notification out in Discord. I'm going to put the Discord link up in the YouTube bio for people that want to come in the Discord so you know. I'm going to put it in the YouTube link. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's come back on later. All right. Let me go do what I got to do for a few hours, and then I'll be back. I'm going to try and come back, but I'm like 90% sure I will. Guys, by the way, and I say guys, I don't just mean guys. I mean gals. I mean non-binary pals. If you guys, when the live ends, right, go and hit the thumbs up button. Okay? And then leave a comment. Love the live, whatever. Yeah, do that. All right? I joined Patriot, but can't figure it out. I'm not sure what that means, Shelly. Read your foot? What do you mean? Rest your foot? Yeah. No, I actually have to do something, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But I can come back on and we can do some more news. We have so much shit to go over. It's like crazy how much stuff we have to do. So let's do that stuff. Let's do some news. Let's do some BS and go from there. All right? Love you, everyone. Thank you for people who contributed to the gifting goal, people who became members of the channel. So important. We have guys, we're within days of taking calls. So I should have my equipment here in the next few days. We'll be able to take calls and all that. And we're going to get some of these Muppets up on live to answer for their bullshit. Some of you guys are going to want to, call in and say what's up too, which you can. If you are a member, you're going to have access to a Discord, which is going to allow you to join the conversation. So there's going to be a part of the live where if you are a member, you're going to be able to go into the waiting list and I can bring you up. Only if you're a member. If you're a member, you're going to have a badge next to your name. You're going to get access to the Discord. And if you guys want to come up and talk politics, ask a question, whatever you want to do, we can do that by adding like an alternative Discord for members only. So I'm working on that now and we'll do that. All right. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. See you in a little bit, Muppets. Yes, Patreon is in the link tree in my bio if you want to join that. All right, everyone. See you soon. See you soon. Take a small rest, and we're going to be back. All right? Let's do it.
My name is Lieutenant Aldo Ray, and I'm putting together a special team. We're going to be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis.